Go, 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 go.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday. Welcome to Giant Bombcast episode 913. I am your host today, Mike Minotti, and joining me is a cast of the scariest games media people out there, including that's not a leather face. That's just his normal face. It's the Ohio Grubsaw Massacre co-captain of the ship, Jeff Grubb.
Bzz, bzz, I have a normal human face, I swear. I saw a house get TP'd this morning, and I thought I'm glad we still do that. Good job, kids.
And, of course, he has to be associated with Jason Voorhees because he wears a hockey mask. That's right, everyone. Bacalar the 13th, Jeff Bacalar.
That's right. There have been 12 before me. I am the 13th Bacalar. What's up, Mike Minotti? It's good to see your smiling face.
It's good to be here. It's good to be awake. You don't want to fall asleep because that's when Dan Reichert will get you, everybody. And we all remember the name of that movie. You got Nightmare on Dan Street. Dan Reichert.
I feel like I'm failing here. I've never seen any Nightmare on Elm Street, and I've never TP'd a house. And I feel like, personally, I really should have TP'd out. I think my fear of getting in trouble
you're
probably...
a cop.
Yeah, I like causing trouble that I can't get in trouble for. You know what I mean? Like, I abide by the law. I'm a scamp. I'm not a criminal.
You're a narc.
Sure.
What's Michael Myers' deal? Anyways, I haven't seen those movies. He's got a weird white face and a knife.
Do you know what that mask is, right? It's a Shatner mask. It's Shatner from Star Trek, and they just like dyed it or bleached it or something.
Now hang on, Grubb. I'm curious to see if Mike is implying that I have a weird white face and a knife here.
Oh, was he introducing you with that? That's weird. That's a weird thing to say about a coworker.
Yeah.
And he'll suck your blood. It's Count Turbo Sean McDowell.
You see, I wasn't gonna give you shit if you didn't like read the intro as I have it highlighted and bolded. But I swear to God, Mike, if you miss a single thing on there, I am just gonna roast you for the rest of the week.
Oh, look at this. There's stuff on here. I didn't open up this doc.
There it is.
There's an energy from Mike today that feels like he just had like nitrous earlier in the day. Like he was at the dentist, you know?
Yeah. Like some sort of head injury. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long ago did you wake up?
I woke up at 11, of course, and actually felt pretty good for once, which is a shocking development. Yeah, I actually felt relatively rested. I mean,
what time do you go to bed?
I fell asleep at about 3 or 4, probably.
PM?
Well, I can relate.
Yeah, so I feel pretty good. Look, I got nothing to do. Look, you guys need me at noon today, and here I am, right?
Look, no complaints. We can't say anything. He's here and seemingly alive.
Greg Miller. No one's got anything on Mr. Up at Noon, Mike Minotti. Holy shit.
I have a feeling Miller's not getting up at noon anymore, I think. Miller's getting up a little earlier, yeah.
Yeah, lifestyle changes will do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing important happens in the morning. I don't need to be awake for any of that. That's for sure.
That's just true.
And I had so much Pokemans to play too every night. It's always something I want to play on my Switch for not just like, a cute little 30 minutes before I fall asleep, but for hours. And I just do it. I just sit there in bed and I just keep playing. Then you look up and it's 5 a.m. You're like, that's okay. I'll just, get up an hour before whatever I got to do a giant bomb. And it's okay. It works out.
If it's going to be hours of gameplay, why are you doing it in bed instead of like on a comfortable couch where you're sitting properly? And
bed's way more comfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, bed's super comfy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I never play games in bed. Absolutely not.
I think these days, probably 80% of my gaming happens in bed, actually, in general.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's a crazy number now, actually. I don't want to be associated with him anymore.
No.
It's insane. Who are you?
It's a lot.
It's like one of those famous people that gets too famous, then you just hear like they've been in bed for 7 years. Like that's what that sounds like to me.
Howard Hughes.
Yeah, Marlon Brando or something. Yeah.
I want to see the Aviator Mike Minotti edition.
I respect him. Mike's getting comfy. He's living his best life.
But that can't be good, like posturally and skeletally. That can't
my
be good.
posture is just already kind of shot. Let's be honest.
And I don't know if like gaming in a chair is doing much for you. Maybe if you're talking about like you play games standing up, then maybe we can have a conversation.
No. I mean, you get a good ergonomic chair, or even just a couch has to be better than a bed, right?
I don't think it has to be better. No,
Is it?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I got
think it's all
lumbar
kind of-
support, brother.
It's all just sitting down. Yeah.
Yeah. I do probably have to get like a new mattress eventually though, because just kind of sitting in one spot, putting all of your weight, via butt on the same spot on your mattress for years, you get a little bit of a divot
Have you
there.
not rotated your mattress?
I rotated it once, but you can really only do it once. The mattress, you could turn it, right?
It's one.
You
Is
can
it
do a
one-sided?
180.
Yeah,
it's
I
one
get it,
sided.
I get it.
Right.
You can't flip it. You can't
So,
flip every mattress.
I'm out of options already.
You're sitting on your bed?
Sometimes I'm sitting. Sometimes I'm like leaning against the backrest.
Either way, he's going into that bed butt first. Like the most of the weight is going through the butt into the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I guess I was picturing you laying like propped up on a couple pillows.
No, that's actually not super comfortable to me. I could do a little bit of that, but my arms will get tired eventually just laying up and doing this for a while.
You're describing what I believe to be a very uncomfortable lifestyle. Like I feel like the lack of couches and lazy boys, like.
I'm with Mike mostly on this because I'm just in general never comfortable. So like it doesn't matter.
What's the difference?
Yeah,
I don't think
I don't think I've been comfortable in like 15 years. So like
I am a little like sad about how little I use my living room. It's my least used room in my house. I have not played a video game on my couch, on my TV in like months.
I think you guys are just out of the comfort zone. Like there's been fabulous
literal
advancements.
Yeah, this is insane to me.
I bought a recliner.
Yeah,
I enjoy sitting in the recliner. After sitting in the recliner, I almost stand up and it's like, oh, that was a bad choice. That like, yeah.
You get one of those recliners with the lumbar support thing where it's like you can have more control and it can like put you out there,
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that they need lumbar support. It's because sitting in these things is not actually good for you.
That is when I like felt the worst is like during the pandemic and I was like doing everything from that recliner. I was working from the recliner when I first came back to Giant Bomb, always sitting. And that's when my neck started getting fucked up, my back and all that stuff. Like that is no good.
I bet I play games on the toilet more than any of you. I think that
I don't play games on the toilet.
No, yeah,
I don't play games on the toilet.
You can have that.
Yeah, stuff falls asleep.
Cool.
Do I have the healthiest gaming habits?
I don't think it's unhealthy other than when my legs fall asleep and it hurts a lot. Okay, so maybe it's unhealthy.
Okay.
You know what's going to get me back in the living room is only when I get the Christmas tree in there. Then I'm going to want to be in that room a bunch. That's when I'm going to like finally play Ghost of Yote, sorry, every time I say it wrong, and then I double guess myself.
I want your
and make it
problem
worse.
so bad. I want your
Mike, you should make a home gym and just fill it with Christmas trees.
At this point, just put your tree in
Year-round lights, make a little train go around it, like just make it fun as hell.
Oh, I do have a Star Trek: The Next Generation train that I got for Christmas last year. I got to put that up this year.
We're going to get jacked Mikey.
I just got to be in my Christmas room playing Pokemon.
My sister's in the chat saying she also was playing Pokemon in bed last night. So you got that Kayla lifestyle going on.
There we go. Yeah, see?
All
Kayla's
the cool
healthy.
kids are doing it.
What's that?
Yeah. Kayla's healthy, right?
Yeah. I mean, she also loves McDonald's and stuff like I do, but she's been active. She plays volleyball every week and everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. I went to an apple orchard this weekend, Mike, and I thought of you a lot.
Oh, don't think of me.
Hey, real quick, did Mike forget that he was hosting the show there?
No, you know me, Jeff. I get excited when their silence is. I like to see how long they roll. I like to see how long.
He just woke up. Give him a
I
break.
like to see how long they roll sometimes, which I know is bad podcasting, but I find it funny.
Following the routine of most hosts who just roll out of bed and get on stage and do their
I feel
thing.
great. I feel fantastic. What'd you do
Weird
at
that none of the rest of us do, but all right, go ahead.
With the
What'd you do at
energy
the
of a
apple
sloth.
orchard? Did you throw up? I would have.
Mike, I thought about you the whole time because not only are you just surrounded by like 500 trees covered in hundreds of apples each, they're also, you forget the part where they're all over the ground too. So like every
I
step,
don't forget
you're, like,
about that.
You are like crunching apples underfoot, like every step
So,
you take. Yeah.
Again, not to exploit your, atypical kind of phobia for more education.
That's food on our family. Let's do it.
Yeah, monetizes apple phobia.
So you can't go or
No, I won't go to the apple orchard.
Gotcha.
Mostly because if the apples were just staying put in the trees, maybe, but it is all the ground apples that are a
hate
big
when
problem.
they get up and walk around and start jumping up your butthole. Yeah, I hate that.
You know Indiana Jones, where he like looks in the face like snakes. Why'd I have pieces?
Yeah.
That's Mike at an apple orchard.
I do like trying to figure this out with Mike. So, Mike, I've heard things that you are very averse to. Would you rather go to an apple orchard with me and taste test every type of apple for like hours, or go skydiving with me?
Oh my God. the fact that there's an option of like, well, I could jump out of a plane
I'd probably
to avoid the apples.
I'd probably skydive.
No way.
You're more afraid of apples than jumping out of a plane?
Apparently, I'm surprised too.
Run the pole, run the pole.
No, but that's honestly such an indictment, right? Like that is, if that's not evident of how true and real this phobia is.
Yeah, it's real.
Like, oh God, that's why I feel bad talking.
I do
about
remember
it.
I was planning a bit where it was like an SGF or a Game Awards a few years ago, and I almost had Kenny Omega was almost going to swing by, but he couldn't make it schedule wise. And I was like, Mike, Kenny Omega is your favorite wrestler. Can we do a bit where Kenny Omega like brings in a fruit platter for you? And he's like, no, absolutely not.
That's like, oh,
that's when I realized how real it was. It's like, okay.
He's like, we can't bit this.
Yeah.
Just like you can't take bites out of apples because they're gross. We got a little housekeeping to do here. Jeff, are you good to talk about some of this? Chuck wants us to talk about some stuff with the new site, everybody.
Oh yeah, the whole thing here. Okay. Premium site beta is still happening. If you're a premium member, get over to enormousexplosive.com. That's a good reason to kind of join us and help us out and build what you want the new site to be. We are still welcoming feedback. There's a lot of people using that every day. It's very helpful. Thanks to everyone who has done that. Also, we're going to keep putting out calls for helps for aid for the Wiki Street team. I'm just going to read what it says here. The Wiki needs your help. Programmers, editors, testers, join hashtag wiki-street-team in Discord. There's a channel in there. If you don't see it, just ask one of the mods for help with that. They'll get you put in there. And really, we're trying to crowdsource this as much as possible to really save this thing. So if you have any sort of love for the Wiki Street team, if you possess any of these abilities or you know anyone who does, let us know. Let's try to do our best to make that happen. You can also go to bombcast.com/wiki. And that will give you the code repo, I believe, that they're storing there. Beyond that, Mike, I think that's it for the new site stuff.
Yeah. Chuck, made it kind of clear. So like, yeah, Chuck needs help with that, everybody. So, saving the Discord, again, that's hashtag wiki-street-team in the Discord, or bombcast.com/wiki. If you're a programmer, editor, tester, if you think you can help in any way, if you're unsure you can help, just go check it out, see if you can do. Chuck needs our help, damn it!
Help Chuck.com.
And that's not to say that there hasn't been an outpouring of support already. Thank you to each and every one of you who has taken the time to get in touch. It means a lot. We've made tons of progress with the wiki. We still have more to do. We have every intention on preserving it. Don't worry about that. But yes, we still need some help as we close in on the relaunch of this website. Very exciting.
Yeah, the people in there that are doing that work would just love to see even more people join in because it would just kind of reinforce the work that they've done. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah, lots of stuff coming together. I mean, this is our last show before we do the Bombathon, right? And that's crazy. So that's this weekend.
Some plans have really been coming together. We might have had a 2.5-hour meeting yesterday where we already had the run a show set up, and then we have all sorts of incentives and segments and stuff that is very fun. Grub, can we tell them about the thing we were talking about, the shuffle?
I think so. I want people to start thinking about it. Yes.
I do too. Yeah.
So we were talking, Dan, about a bunch of fun ideas for this, and we're going back and forth. And I think at one moment you mentioned like BizHawk and the shuffler that BizHawk can do. BizHawk is an emulator. Basically, the idea is at 2 a.m. Look, we play a lot of bad games on this site. I'm looking for people's most out there games that are an assault on the senses. And if you want to, you can submit this and make us play it by, we're going to have an incentive where if you donate a certain amount, we'll get in all the details later, but you can suggest a game for the 2 a.m. Nightmare Shuffler during the Bombathon, and I will put it into the playlist, and that means every like 30 seconds to a minute and a half, somewhere in that range, it's going to switch from one game to the next with no warning, and suddenly you're just going to be playing whatever crazy stuff you want to put in there.
And we're going to pass the controller when it switches.
And we're going to be, that's right. So we're going to be passing the controller back and forth. It's going to be chaos, and we're probably just going to keep going for a while with that. Yeah. So the more games, the better.
I mean, take Tuesday off work, folks. Stay up late with us. We had to do a Monday night for this thing. We know it's weird timing, but take Tuesday off. It's going to be a long, fun stream. I also tried to make sure, like, the Nightmare Shuffle stuff and everything, a bunch of the wackier stuff is the late night loopy hours. So it's going to be a fun time, for sure.
We have a lot of fun stuff planned. And yeah, programming note, this is next week, starting Monday night, I believe at 8 p.m. Eastern is when... Nope. You do that. Nope. That's what's in my calendar.
What do you mean do that? It's on Mike. It's right on the dock.
I'm looking at my calendar.
Monday, October 27th, starting at 5 p.m.
That's what I got Pacific
time.
And Eastern mixed
up. I know. Fives look like 8s. I get it.
Okay, that's when it starts. And yeah, it goes for like 24 hours. So
I'm going to clip this. This is going to be our promo for it.
Yeah, when's that start? I don't know. I know when I have to fly there.
Take off. What do you? Your batting average ain't perfect on that either, huh? Listen, if you can't take off work on Tuesday, quit your job.
Yeah.
This is important, damn it.
Chat does say, can you write us something we can send to our bosses? Can we make a note that we can just post to our Blue Sky and people can print it out and give it to their bosses?
Yeah, okay. I'll make my dad sign it. He'll love that.
You've got the stamp, I bet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I know you're writing
just
yourself.
Just steal one of his prescription pads and write it on there.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing? Are blue prescription pads a thing still?
I bet it's all digital. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it's always been straight to pharmacy. Okay. Anyway.
Of course, next week there is going to be some, like Wednesday, Thursday. Don't expect anything. We're going to be in New York. We're going to be flying home. Friday, I might do something. It's Halloween. So I'm by myself. Might do a little Halloween stream, but nothing big. So yeah, next week is really all about the Bombathon. We'll be making some other fun stuff while we're there, maybe that we'll post later. But yeah, it's a big deal. I see some people asking. This is a drive for us. A way to get some support, get some subscriptions for Giant Bomb Premium. If you're already subscribed to Giant Bomb Premium, there are going to be other ways for you to monetarily support us. So we have a lot of fun stuff planned.
And some of the incentives are really cool in that they will allow us to do some bigger things that we would not be able to do without this drive and this support. So you'll see the incentive list once we get going, but there's some very, very fun possibilities there.
And also, we haven't really talked a lot about like where we're doing it and all that stuff. But I just want to say, like, next week it'll also be the start of like a couple new partnerships that we're very excited about that we've been working on for like months and months and months. It's going to be sick. I'm very excited. There's a lot of new opportunity that's going to come along with this. So it kicks in.
Things are moving here. Cool. We got stuff going on. It's
Things
good.
Are cooking.
It's real good. Yeah.
It's going to be merch as well. And that's not it for the year. We are still going to do an extra. I don't think that this is the only marathon thing we're doing, or that we're not doing the charity thing because we're doing this.
That was part of what we were planning yesterday too, is getting the flights together and everything for folks coming out here, doing a nice long marathon extra live stream. That's going to be great. Someone in chat says, are you guys doing anything with Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection? Stay tuned next week.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. It's something that's very much on my radar. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm just very excited about it. Like, that was a long meeting yesterday, and I remember leaving that and just being like, hell yeah, I am excited about so many different things right now here.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You can all shut up about mugs. Absolutely not. All right. Anything else, anybody, before we get into games?
Do you have any questions about the apple orchard, Mike?
Gosh, what's the point? I don't get it.
Sean, what's the point? Do you know how quaint and nice it is on a cool autumnal day?
I guess I get
walk
it.
through a corn maze.
I like going to a pumpkin patch. I get that, but that doesn't reek of apples.
I bought a pumpkin.
You know what? He would like cider.
No, Mike? I've had cider. I know what cider tastes like.
God, apple cider's so good.
I would
Cider's
trust me.
the problem. He hates the juice of it all.
I mean, I'd rather drink a glass of cider than eat an apple.
Clearly.
Because it's the juice coming out of something.
The juice
Mike
coming
can't
out of
deal
the
with that.
crunch seems like a big deal.
Yeah, you have to have them both together to be optimally bad.
That's
But it's
what I
bad.
was thinking of you every time I stepped on an apple because it's like that crunch, that pop. I was like, oh, that I could feel Mike shiver from across the country.
Yeah.
I mean, the most easily consumable apple thing is like the dried apple chip. If I had to do that, I could do that. 'Cause
That's
there's
pretty much an apple.
It is just
I
an
mean,
apple.
like, come
Yeah.
on,
It's
man.
apple and flavor.
It turns into an apple in your mouth, basically.
yeah, but it's not. There's none of the texture. There's none of the juice. It gets rid of a lot of the problems, the gross skin.
He's consistent, at least. He just doesn't like the consistency of fruit.
So is there any like, okay, I don't know if you're like a Jolly Rancher guy or anything, but like apple flavored candies, does that do anything?
Even
It
at
doesn't-
that,
doesn't really taste like apple.
yeah,
Yeah,
but even then, I
yeah.
don't like the apple ones. I don't like the apple.
That's
In
just-
fact,
That's probably
racist.
association at this point, right?
I thought it was a ton of bullshit when Skittles replaced green lime with green apple.
I was all for that
Lime.
change because green apple is one of my favorite candy flavors, and then they went back to lime like cowards.
Hell yeah.
I loved the green apple era.
I was with
like
you,
it too.
and I was like, I don't ever need lime back. And then they brought lime back, and I was like, oh wait, actually, this is better.
Lime was one of the three
Lime's
boring
so good.
ones. The lemon, the lime, and the orange are the boring Skittles. They're good. I mean, they're Skittles, but like, I mean, come on, give me some
I mean,
red.
purple's the best, yeah.
No, red, then purple, then yellow, then orange, then lime. If you get green
Purple
apple,
is-
that jumps up.
Purple's
Tier
definitely
list
the
of flavor colors. Yeah, absolutely.
purple's the best fake fruit flavor by far. I think purple's great.
Red. They don't have
It's always
fave
red for
grape.
me.
They don't have fave purple starburst. They
Yeah,
have
it's
fave
red.
reds. Yeah.
Because
Who
this
are
is
you
just like
people? Who are you
grape and
people that
shit.
can
We're
talk
grown
about
men.
the
We're
fucking
grown men. We're going to
We
talk
have
about
joy.
candy.
the
We have joy
lowest
and light
tier-
in our lives,
the
Bacalar.
lowest tier trash candy imaginable?
Oh, I'm talking having
garbage.
Dubai chocolate from the gas
No,
station.
dude, no. I'm
Starburst
talking
and Skittles are low tier trash candy, the two most iconic candies
Yes.
ever.
garbage. Garbage
my
tier.
fucking God.
Don't besmirch this holiday season with your fucking nonsense that nobody wants in their trick or treat bags.
Skittles. No one
nobody-
wants Skittles.
They,
wants
you know what they
Skittles?
want first? They want Snickers. They
No.
want
Skittles
peanut butter
is,
cups.
Snickers is the best chocolate-based
Yep,
candy. Yes, Sean.
exactly.
Yes.
So what are, we
Question
even,
from Sean.
what are we even talking about? Then what are we even
Well,
talking
no, Snickers
about?
and Starburst, or no, Skittles and Starburst are better than Snickers. Snickers is number 3, though. So, Sean,
But you just
question
said
is-
Snickers is the best.
the best
Sean has the
chocolate-
baton.
Best chocolate-based candy.
Sean has the baton.
Sean,
All
Sean.
right,
Sean.
I would
Yeah,
like
Woody,
to move
yes.
away from the candy discussion just to
Never!
save this
No.
podcast. No, okay.
See, I
I
just
don't
don't
want
like
to talk
chocolate
about.
that
I
much.
want to talk about Jet's Pizza, but I guess we want to talk about
Oh,
that.
that's right. You tried.
Sean,
wait,
you've got the floor.
No, wait. If you're gonna come, you better come correct, Sean. I swear to God.
What did you
Wait,
get? What did you order? What did you
ew.
order?
All right. So I was having dinner with my mom, and I was like, okay, let's order this pizza. So we didn't get a ton. So we got like a small Detroit deep dish. We got
8 corner?
Or four
well,
corner.
no, Dan, it's small.
Yeah, eight corners big.
Eight corner is like 2
4 corner? Did you get 4 corner?
Yeah.
Okay. You got
Yeah,
the corner. You got
it's
corners.
a deep
Okay.
dish. Yeah,
You got
yeah.
corners. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, the corners were had.
Okay.
We got the turbo sticks and we got the cinnamon sticks. So we got,
I've never
across
had
the board.
those.
Fuck's a
Now-
turbo stick?
Oh,
Turbo Sean.
you don't know
I'm into that.
turbo
I'm
sticks?
Is
into
it
that.
crazy bread?
Triple
It's
cheese
like
turbo
crazy
sticks.
bread.
Okay.
Turbo.
So, good news is turbo sticks, godlike. Like probably the best cheesy breadsticks things I've ever had from a pizza place. They're so
Dip it in
good.
ranch?
I didn't realize it didn't come with any dipping sauce because I like
Ooh.
marinara when I'm dipping breadsticks.
Okay,
especially
ranch
cheesy
with
bread.
turbo sticks is incredible. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to try that next time. The pizza, it was really good. I think you guys oversell it a little bit. Like it's really good pizza, especially when consider that Jets is like a chain. But like,
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think I'm always couching it. Like, we're not saying that it's going to be the most gourmet Michelin star stuff, but like compared to any other chain, I think
Dude,
it's
that's the
incredible.
thing. I put it up next to you're compared to a Pizza Hut, a Domino's, those type
It's
of things. Like, it
definitely
is the
above
top
that.
tier of that.
Yeah.
But also, Sean,
Yeah.
you're in Wisconsin. What do they know about cheese? Like, you're not going to
Yeah,
get the best
exactly,
stuff.
Yeah,
there.
what do we know about
Yeah.
cheese?
Why are we
What do we know
listening to
about
you?
meat?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing
That's
here. It's not like we
right,
have a ton of Europeans who came
Their,
over. Yeah, none
their
of that.
football
none of
team
that.
is literally named after packing meat. That's an
Yes.
insane thing.
And
but
they
yeah.
wear cheese on their heads.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sits in between. It's definitely a step up from like Domino's and Papa John's
Yeah.
stuff, and like that stuff's getting so expensive that like Jets was roughly the same price anyway. So yeah, we'll
And
just
it's a tier
order from
above.
Jets.
Yeah, and
but-
I think it's like Grub said, it's not, you go to a restaurant or a gourmet pizza thing. That is a different type of thing. But if you're just ordering a pizza for you're watching a football game or a wrestling pay-per-view or something, like this is like the top tier of that type of pizza.
I do still prefer the local place because it's also around that price. They have thankfully kept it low, but Jets, the Jets is solid. I'm reporting in. I do like the Jets. You guys are not off the mark.
Are there any out near me?
There aren't any near
Midwest.
me.
I wasn't even aware of it until
There's
Grub
some in
told
New
me about
York.
it.
There's some in the city. There's one in
Really?
Brooklyn. Yeah,
Oh, really?
there's a couple in Manhattan.
They sell by the slice. I think every Jets location sells by the slice. So if you want to go in there and try
And they're
it
big
out.
slices.
Yeah.
Like they're fat. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty good, but I think we need to jet away from this conversation and talk about some
You're no
video
jam.
games.
Whoa. You had me.
All right, you guys were talking up that pizza. How about you beat them up instead?
No. Go back. We'll fix it in post. Go back.
Absolum. I don't know what to do with Absolum.
back.
Absolum. What do I? It's a made-up word. What do I got for Absolum?
Dude, I think that barbecue joke ruined your life.
His brain is deteriorating.
That's it. You are brain broken.
I've completed a run in Absolum now. Dan and Grub have been doing test runs for your This Is the Run of Absolum.
I think we aired those, but yeah, we've just been kind of testing the tech.
Right,
and,
yeah, we test things
making
live.
sure that we can connect and everything. Yeah, it's looking good. We will do a run for sure.
Yeah. But based on what we've tested though, holy crap, that's a good game.
That game
It's
is
great.
awesome. Yeah.
And for people who don't know, this is the new beat 'em up published by .emu, and it is basically what if Hades was a beat 'em up instead of the kind of top down action game thing, and it has 2-player co-op, and it is really good. It's very pretty. The beat 'em up mechanics are fantastic. Some of the people who worked on Streets of Rage 4 involved here, so there's a lot of that vibe to it. But yeah, like the progression is very Hades in that you get a lot of permanent things between runs, and then during the runs you essentially get boons that power you up in different ways and different resources and other things. Neat thing here too is a lot of branching paths also, so there's kind of a nice exploration aspect to it too.
Yeah, we've
that's,
seen stuff
Little
like
Dead Cells, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen stuff where it's like, oh, you need a key to go up to this island. And it's like, okay, I'm sure at some point during one of these paths we'll get a key, and then on the next run we'll go up here. Like, I'm curious because like I'm having so much fun doing it co-op. This is ideal to me. But Mike, have you been doing solo?
Yeah, I've just been doing it solo, and it still is
solid?
Yeah, it's still very
Okay.
good. I mean, it'd be fun co-op for sure, but I don't feel like, I'm like having some kind of lesser experience or some kind of worse experience because of that, or harder experience even. Like, it's pretty good difficulty.
One of the reasons I'm really loving it is because like that genre of just that side-scrolling beat 'em up, Streets of Rage, Final Fight, The Simpsons Arcade, Turtles Arcade, all that stuff. Like I loved those games so much growing up and playing them in arcades and bowling alleys and stuff. And then it was once they started coming out on Xbox Live Arcade and stuff, where it's like, obviously you can just infinitely hit quarters and stuff like that. So when it removes that kind of challenge factor and like, oh, how far are we going to get?
Yeah.
The magic's kind of gone, and it does just kind of boil down to like, oh, this is very simplistic, especially like the Simpsons Arcade game, which is one of my favorites. It's like, boy, there's not a whole lot going on there outside of the Simpsons of it all. So this being like, okay, this is that type of gameplay, but with some really fleshed out stuff and bringing in, roguelike mechanics and stuff like this is doing it for me in a major way.
Yeah, beat 'em ups have definitely had their renaissance. When they went away, I was glad. I'm like, these things are they don't make sense in modern gaming. Coming home on a console and trying to play through this because of what you said, Dan. And so when the resurgence did start to happen with I guess Mike, what was like the early first one? Beyond
Castle Crashers.
I mean,
going all the way back then.
I think Castle Crashers is the start of it for me. Some people would say that Scott Pilgrim game, which I didn't super care for, but it's definitely part of that. Yeah.
And then I think for a while there, everyone's like, well, Castle Crashers did it. We're not going to necessarily be able to do what they did. And then we get that string of really great ones sort of culminating in Streets of Rage form for me. And it's like, oh, you could do so much more with just a little bit more complexity to the combat. And now, like, this is the team that did the combat for Streets of Rage 4. Guard, Advance, Guard Blocks. Guard Break. I think that might be Guard Break. Yeah. And it's like, okay, yeah. So once they got that down, and it was like, oh, this just beating people up in the beat 'em up should be the funnest thing you're doing in the game. Now we could just start layering stuff on top. And now we're at a point where it's like, okay, we've learned a lot from all these other roguelite games, mash these things together, and it just works.
Yeah.
I think, Mike, you were saying, like, it's not going to feel super different run for run in the way that Hades always does, because you are getting, like, the same weapons. But, like, some of the boons, like, I got the Rocket Dwarf, and I'm sitting
Rocket Dwarf was awesome.
blasted back and forth and kind of learning how to use it and realizing that he's using his gun to, like, basically do a triple jump in the air, and it throws him across the level. But if I do a triple jump upward, he's shooting his gun down, so I can kind of attack that way. Or if I Rocket Dwarf into an enemy, I immediately hit them and I could start attacking them. So, like, I had all these options available to me, and it's like, that was an awesome build.
And
Never expected it, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go again.
You unlock more stuff that does help runs feel a bit different. Like, you kind of unlock different sort of categories of boons eventually. Like, at first it's basically just like fire, electricity. Then you get wind ones. I have necromancy ones that will kind of spawn skeleton minions for a little bit based on things that I do, right? And then you do unlock more characters. There's just 4 that you get in total. But, you know, they're all pretty different as well.
Yeah, and we're mentioning the runs we're doing. If you're familiar with This Is the Run, we have brought it back with this game, and we're trying. I think we've done it every weekday since we announced it was back. So we will do a run today. Grub, I assume you're good for this evening. Maybe
Yep,
like 5-ish your time, 5-ish Eastern.
Yep. Let's
yeah,
do it.
so we will do that. Tune in. We're doing a thing there where it's like everyone can watch free live on Twitch and YouTube, and then the archive of these test runs, if we don't beat it, go up on the website. So tune in live for free. If you're premium sub, you can go back and watch all the VODs.
I was bemused to see Jeff. I was like, hey, you should talk to that training lady in your camp to teach you things. And then, like, as soon as you saw, I was like, hey, Mike said we should talk to that person. Then you guys were like, well, let's not do that.
It's me and him. This is what a co-op game with me and Grub is going to be like.
I did look for the previous time, and she wasn't there. So it's like when it didn't happen in that moment, I'm like, it's probably never happening.
But that happened. You even said Mike told me about this. That, like, let me ask you this: do you guys know what a clash is?
Is that when the little sprinkle when you do the dash forward?
Nope.
Grub, should we check that out? I had an idea. Maybe we should check that out today.
All right, Dan, I like it. Let's
that
give
was
it a
my
shot.
idea. I
Man,
just had.
smart
Yeah.
guy.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that today.
All right, fantastic. But yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible year for roguelikes. You'd almost think it'd be too much. There's so many of these popping off, and yet I'm still actually not sick of it yet. Dan, you've been playing a ton of them, including this one I want to hear about, Ball X Pit. I don't know if it's Ball Cross Pit, if it's just Ball Pit.
I think people say it's just Ball Pit. I think
Ball Pit.
Let's
It's
agree.
not-
We'll just say Ball Pit.
It's not X, it's a cross. So you don't pronounce crosses.
All right, there you go. So yeah, Ball Pit's another one of these that seems to be popping off pretty good. Dan, how are you finding it?
It's really good. I don't think I love everything it's doing, but I love most of what it's doing. And like the core game is, you've probably seen, you're just kind of going up. It's almost like shmup style, you know, and it's not full bullet hell or anything, but you are dodging a lot of projectiles and stuff like that. But instead of like, you know, Galaga style or shmup enemies, it is blocks. So it's almost a bit of like a breakout Arkanoid situation. And you are a character that, like, I always turn on auto fire. I don't know if anyone else has been playing this, but like, I don't even know why I would ever like, some say if you turn off auto fire, you can move quicker. But I have not felt the need to do that. So if you have it on, you're just constantly shooting, and you've got like 8 slots, you know, the way like in a Vampire Survivors, I feel like there's another one I'm playing where it's like you have a certain amount of slots for balls. And when you start, you have your characters like baseball. Like, okay, this one has it's a fireball or a bleed ball or something like that. And then the rest are baby balls, which I hate how much I have to say baby balls when I'm discussing this game. But they do say baby balls constantly in this game. So as you level up, you get to pick things to replace the baby balls with, like, okay, a poison ball, a freeze ball, and then like Vampire Survivors, you can fuse them, you can evolve them, like certain ones can fuse with others, and you can really do some fucked up things where it's like, okay, now my freeze and my poison combined, and then I fuse that with a horizontal laser one, and so this ball every time is shooting out a horizontal laser and poisoning and freezing everything it touches. And then you can get all these perks and stuff where it's like, okay, the ball launches at 70% speed, but every time it bounces, it gains like 20% speed. So there's all these different ways you can kind of go at it for a game that's basically just shooting balls at blocks that are moving down the screen. Like, there's a crazy amount of variety, and all the different characters are cool. Like, one of them is a set of, like, I don't know if they're twins or it's like this like weird spooky guy and weird spooky lady, and then like they shoot opposite. So if you move one left, the other shoots right, but both are 50% damage. So like there's a lot of different ways to play. The thing that I'm not as hot on is in between the runs. You know, like I love in Hades when you finish a run, you go back and like all the hub stuff and the incantations and talking to the characters and all that stuff. Like Hades has maybe the best in between run of any roguelite I've ever played, probably. And so compared to that, it's pretty weak. It's this like, it looks cool. It's this like kind of base building thing where you're kind of clearing out land, like this farmland you're kind of clearing out, and you're building structures. And so like, oh, this structure will unlock this character once it's built. This one is a wheat field, and every time you go over it, you get wheat. And there's like currencies, you know, wood, stone, stuff like that. So it's this kind of like pinball type thing. But it's not super engaging. Like it's pretty easy to just be like, all right, I need wheat, so I'm going to range it. So, you know, the wheat fields are blocked off here, and it's just going to bounce back and forth real quick and get a bunch of wheat. That part's not super fun to me. It is just the runs themselves, I think, are great. So there's a lot there, considering how simple the core gameplay would appear. Definitely going to keep playing it. But yeah, it's the town building stuff is the weak part, but the rest is very, very fun, I would say.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to actually play much of it, but I did fire it up the other day and at least did a run and got to base building stuff. And when I fired it up, I thought like, oh, cool, this will be like a little arcadey thing where you just keep doing the runs. It's like Vampire Survivors where it's just, that's it, that's the game. And, you know, I think it's fun enough that I could see myself putting some time into it. And then when it got to the base building, it was such a brick wall for me of, oh, I'm gonna go play something else right now and come back. Like I do not want to engage with this when the other half of the gameplay is like, you know, fast-paced arcadey stuff. Maybe they thought it'd be a good way to like calm down at the end of a really intense run or something, but to me it kind of reads as we need something else in here to elongate the gameplay time.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like imagine a Vampire Survivors if you had to do kind of a half-baked thing in between every run. Like part of the beauty of Vampire Survivors to me is just how just simple it is, like how the elegance and simplicity, and it didn't need that thing in between the runs. Like not every roguelite needs that. So if it's not going to be like a Hades thing where it's really thought out and fleshed out and everything, I don't like it that much, and that's the case here.
You gotta love roguelikes because they always got you replaying them, just like Grub is checking out Yooka-Re-Playlee.
Yeah.
Did you play the original Yooka-Laylee at all, Jeff?
I played it enough to find out that I didn't think it had the juice. I remember being like, this game just feels absent. Like there's just not a lot of spark here when I'm playing it, and so I put it down pretty quickly and pretty disappointed because I was looking forward to it. And that's your experience as well, Dan. So we both,
because we both love 3D platformers and everything. Yes. I remember like that was one of the first very high profile like Kickstarter games. I remember
because there was so many of the people who were actually involved at Rare, right?
I think they got like Kirk Hope and everything, and like all these Rare people, and it's like, oh man, that sounds perfect. I would love, like I was so ready for like 3D platformers to have some sort of a resurgence. And yeah, I felt the same way, Grub, where it's like I loaded it up and it's like, okay, on its surface, a lot of this, like, sure, this looks like Rare characters. They're talking like Rare characters, but there's just kind of an emptiness or a coldness to the actual gameplay that I bounced off very quickly originally.
So I went into this Yooka-Re-Playlee specifically to investigate if that had changed at all, because I think the talk for this game was this will be a chance for us to sort of address some of the criticisms and make some improvements. And I'll say the thing that I think I noticed is that there is more. Like very quickly, you are encountering more challenges and more of the pages, which I think are their the primary thing that you're
like
gathering up
stars,
in this game. Yes, they're stars. Yeah, seems like there's more of those. So that was already an improvement, and yet it's like maybe 15% more juice. Like this is definitely better. It's not like night and day better. I think that's where I kind of ended up with it. How about you, Dan?
I didn't play that much of it, but like initially, I think I'm liking it more than the first time around. And
Definitely.
Like, I like the look of it. Like it just looks like
they made a lot of improvements there. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So it's like it is something that is on my list of stuff to play, but like, and with everything out right now, it is so far down on the list. So yeah, maybe I get to it in February or March or something like that. But played a little bit. It did not grab me enough to keep it going, even though I love that genre so much, and I would love to see more Rare-like platformers. But I think I liked the Donkey Kong Country style one more. They made that 2D one.
Yeah. I hear that a lot of people. The Impossible Lair. That seems to be
is fantastic.
Yeah, that one's a lot better, I think. Yep. So I'll get back to it though.
Yeah, I think I'll play this a little bit more. The other thing is it does get started more quickly. You don't have to unlock all of your moves. You just have them from the beginning. or you get them very quickly at the very least, like within the first half an hour. And that immediately makes the game feel a little bit better because it's like, okay, now I'm encountering challenges where I can use the roll move and sort of roll on a slant and not worry about falling down. And that just feels good. It doesn't feel as good as a lot of other like 3D platformers that are kind of in its same space. Like that big hop game, I think just immediately is so much better than this.
Totally.
But
and what's the other one? The Demon? It's the person
Demon's
who's making.
Turf.
Yeah, and that's the person that's making Bubsy 4D as well. So
Right.
I do
Bubsy
think
4D
that they're
is got more going on than this, but this is not bad. It's just like I don't necessarily know how you translate Banjo-Kazooie sort of like plotting, run animation, and stuff like that. I think what made Banjo-Kazooie work was it was a really good looking N64 game that did seem like it had a lot of love put into the characters,
Charming,
and it's like an over the top like visual aesthetics that kind of complemented that and brought it into a charming zone. Here, it's like it's a little bit harder to pull that off these days. And if you're kind of just being a standard 3D platformer with standard 3D platforming visuals, which again, they are better here, it's not as like aesthetically like interesting as something like a Demon's Turf, which has that like 2D cutout character style and stuff like that.
yes.
Yuka's the lizard, and Laylee is the bat.
Yeah.
Were we all bracing? I noticed we all were bracing
Yeah.
for something. Did we think he was going to try a really ham-fisted segue there?
Yeah, I was worried.
We don't know that he's not.
No,
We
it
don't
was
know
just-
that he's not.
I was just a question because like the bat is just kind of hanging on there, maybe sucking blood every once in a while, like some kind of parasite.
Fuck.
And speaking of
no-
parasites,
There's no avoiding it.
I was checking out Parasite
Jan,
Eve
don't ever
this
go anywhere
weekend.
ever again.
So much.
Hey, this has been a big one on my backlog for a while. This is a PS1 game from Squaresoft's era of just releasing banger after banger. Since I've
No
gotten
way
more
this holds up, right?
Oh, this game holds up. It's so freaking cool.
It's
because
so good.
It really is this weird combination of Square Enix at their peak, or Squaresoft really back then, of just like, oh, their games look really pretty. They have all these insane FMVs. There's just incredible production values. Yoko Shimomura is doing the soundtrack, so the soundtrack is just incredible. So over again, it's like some of the best stuff you will hear. And then it's got a lot of, Resident Evil survival horror influence with things like a lot of the pre-rendered backgrounds. Obviously, Square was doing that as well. It's some of the survival horror mechanics. But it's not like, a tank control, aim and shoot zombies kind of game. The combat is kind of turn-based. It's real-time turn-based. You have an ATB bar kind of like in those Final Fantasy games. And every time, while it's filling up, you do run around and you're dodging attacks. And once it filled up, you push the button and the sphere kind of expands from you. And anything within that sphere's influence, you can then attack with your gun. So it's, you're
offense is turn based, but then defense is like bullet hell active. It's really
real
cool.
time.
Now,
It's a
okay.
really cool system.
So I'm curious because I think I was working at Funkoland when that came out. I remember looking at that box and reading about it and being like, okay, people seem to like this game. And it looks cool. Like it looked like it was set in kind of modern times, and it
Right.
wasn't like
It's
a
just in
fantasy
New York
setting and
City,
stuff.
1997 Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and I think the reason I never checked it out was I saw it was Square, and I just associated Square with like, oh, okay, they make those games I don't like. So, do you think if I were to play it even like now, like, do you think I would enjoy it, or is it too Square?
I think unless you were like really upset about the idea of waiting for a bar to fill up to have to shoot people, right?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine. Do you like original style Resident Evil games? Because the pacing is
Yeah,
I think-
it definitely. It's more like what if they made a Resident Evil RPG rather than a SquareSoft like horror game. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I
even
think I
like
could like that.
even the magic system, like you have abilities and it uses something kind of like MP, but it also is refilling constantly. So you don't have to take like a mana potion. So you can kind of just, use those abilities relatively frequently and not have to worry about it. In fact, at least early on, maybe my criticism is that the game is a little easy because one of the abilities you have is a healing spell and your MP is constantly recharging. So it's like, well, I could just heal myself basically infinitely. So unless I'm really messing up here, things are going to be fine. But again, it's okay because just the vibes and the aesthetic of the game is absolutely incredible. Like even just like it's such a PS1 game, right?
Mhm.
Even when you're in the car, in just the weird way they're framing these 3D models in a car that is a pre-rendered background, and behind it is this animated loop of a cityscape. I'm just like, oh, I could just stare at this for hours.
I don't know why
it's
I
the same
associated...
people who did FF7 by the way it looks sometimes. It's really cool.
And I love that look. Like I don't know why I associate it with like Vagrant Story of like
I
PS1
think
RPGs.
combat's similar.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Where it's like I would be curious, but like, okay, it sounds like they're doing something different than just kind of like the turn-based battles, you know. So I was like curious about them.
I think Vagrant Story has like the same kind of expanding sphere thing.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah,
does.
very similar.
I'm
to
gonna
this.
make a note. I think I want to play Parasite Eve. I think I would
You
like
should.
that. Yeah.
Mike, you said this is your first time ever checking it out?
First time ever playing a moment of it.
Wow, that's
Yep,
awesome.
it's been huge on my backlog.
I also had it on my backlog forever and checked out for the first time last year for Christmas because it's a little maybe die-hardy, but like it takes place during Christmas, and so it kind of has those vibes, especially in the beginning. And yeah, it totally holds up, especially because it is such a unique combination of that turn-based and real-time. It's just really fun. And last night as I was falling asleep, I pulled up a 6-hour Sean Johnson video, as one does, and I got to the part in the Square Enix one where he talks about Parasite Eve. I'm like, just looking at, this holds up. It's so good. It looks so cool. It's fun to play. It's gotten, compelling enough story. Like, it's solid. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and the translation is pretty good. I did laugh at like one part. I don't know if this is the original writing or the translation, but they're going to a museum. We got to meet this scientist nerd. You play as cops, right? You're in the NYPD. We have to meet this scientist nerd at the museum. And she's like, what is a guy with a PhD doing working at a museum? And I was like, Chat, that's a very normal thing, right?
That's like a normal thing for a PhD person.
Yeah, that's what PhD people normally do. But yeah, there is also something about horror games set in Christmas where it's like, I can play this in October, November, or December. That's great. It's the nightmare before Christmas of video games.
Yeah, it'll run in May if you try it.
Yeah, I bet.
Get that out of here. But yeah, if you've been curious about this game forever, like I have, I think it's just absolutely still worth checking out. I'm curious about the sequels. Apparently the sequel is much more traditional survival horror, and it's still very good, but it's kind of like a bit of a shame that it lost some of the uniqueness. Then there's that weird third one for the PS2 that nobody seems to like, and I'm kind of curious what happened there with that one. But that is enough about Parasite Eve. I don't really have a good transition set up.
No. Take your time.
Really stealthily move over to this next game, almost as if I was some kind of ninja.
Good save, Mike. Good save.
Which makes me think.
Stealth about this game, but okay.
No, it's the least stealthy game ever.
Yeah.
You can push Y, and a person's unsuspecting and kill them right away.
You can assassinate.
It is like the least stealthy ninja series, right? And I do respect that about that.
That's why I love it. Yeah.
Shinobi's not very stealthy either. Ninja Gaiden 4, it's out now. I played a couple hours of it yesterday. Sean's been checking out. Dan, I think you've been playing maybe the most of it.
I think I'm probably well over halfway, I believe. I love it. It turns out I'm really nostalgic for that like PS2 era, Devil May Cry, moving into like the 360 Bayonetta, like that we used to call it stylish action genre at Game Informer. And like that, I love that shit. And like nowadays, I feel like we still get a lot of, third person action games, but it's very much in the From, like that is what's kind of in vogue now. And I have a lot of respect for the From style of, action game. I respect them more than I enjoy them. Whereas I really love playing this style of like, it brings me back to those type of games, like fucking Ninja Blade and stuff like that on the 360. Even like the kind of like B tier ones. Like this is, I'm not saying this is a B tier one, but it reminds me of that. It is so fucking fast. Backler, I've been thinking about something you said about this game when we were playing it a week or two ago. You compared it to another series, and now I can't stop thinking about that. Do you want to tell people what you told me?
Yeah, it's just Sonic. It's just Sonic the Hedgehog. But you know what I mean, right? Like
I do, because it's like you're just in Sonic, you're just kind of flinging around doing stuff and like weird music's playing. This one is like you're just zip zapping all over the screen, chopping heads. And it's like a more violent Sonic, but it's got that kind of music, that tone to it and everything. Yeah. Like, God, I think Backlar's right. This is kind of the Sonic of action games.
It's just you're right. It's violent Sonic. It's like, oh my God, someone put Sonic in a Yeah, I get sure.
Yeah.
Someone put Sonic in a gi, and now he's just like swords, and now he's just fucking fools up and chopping their heads off.
And you're rail grinding, and like you do this thing where you hit RB,
Yep.
and you've got like a glider, and you're flying around the sky, and yeah.
And a lot of the early parts, you're sort of just like hanging out on like gigantic elevating platforms to like the next area. This is just a Sonic game, folks.
You know what I fucking okay? This was after my heart right away because like I was going to the options first, and some of the options were like, "Do you want to enable emphasized dismemberment?" Yes, please. It defaulted to that. It also defaulted enable bloodbath kill camera. I was like, yes, I'm listening. So it's like very excited about this, and then it starts. There's not even a fucking cutscene. There's not a line of dialogue. It starts, and you are on a moving train, and there are a bunch of dudes with guns, and you chop up their bodies, and then their body parts stay on the train, and as the train moves, their body parts are like sliding around and stuff. And it's like, this is my kind of game. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's definitely funny. It's a funny game for sure.
Yeah.
I think for me now, obviously you really dig it. I can only handle so much of something like this because after a while I'm just like, oh cool. Out of the gate, you unlock, I don't know, 73 different combos.
You get a lot right away.
You're like,
keep in mind though, Backlar, we probably got the same code that was like we got a ton of currency.
No, I didn't.
Early on.
Even without
that. Yeah,
I wasn't reclaiming that, and I even did say like, boy, it is a lot to keep track of.
It's a lot. Because you get multiple weapons, and each one of them has this, like, is it the Blood Raven mode, where you can, like, hold LT. So I actually love this system, but it is a lot, where you can hold an LT if you have meter to kind of, like, you get kind of red and glowy, and you can do these, like, kind of stronger attacks, and it opens up a whole new, like, suite of attacks for your weapons. So, like, your katana has all these combos, but if you're in Blood Raven mode, it does these combos, and then you start unlocking more weapons, and they all have their Blood Raven mode. So, like, yeah, Backlar, you're right. It's like, I have to go into that list a lot and be like, oh, right, I can do that thing where I hold in LT for Blood Raven, then I do RB and A, which will make me pogo up on my bloody sword.
Like Yoshimitsu?
And then, yes, but it's like way taller. And then you can do different X and Y, which one does the sweep, which one is the single attack. Like, it is a lot. You kind of got to find your favorite moves and stick with them.
And lean into that. Yeah, I mean, it's combo barf, right? There's just like so much that you have at your disposal that me personally, I'm sort of like, man, I really wish like there was maybe a fifth of these combos available and I would really master them into like a super cool choreographed kind of ballet of death. And I don't, and I'm just like not able to like do that. I'm not able to like very quickly I lose the thread and I'm just spamming buttons and I'm like, I'm still doing cool shit. I'm still dodging. I'm still being a fancy murder boy, but like, I don't feel like I'm really controlling this guy where I want to be. You know what I mean?
See, that's interesting because I think that's the sign of good action game is they said you're still having fun with it, just kind of pressing buttons and cool stuff happens. Because this game, what you just described, that's what makes it cater to both you guys and the action game sickos like me. Because I'm the kind of guy who, when they gave me training mode, I hop in training mode for half an hour to see how long can I make these combos, how high can I score. I'm labbing the game so I can convert it into a ton of currency, get even more moves, and keep my combos going even longer. So that way, when I do enter combat, it's just a chain of me rolling around, sliding, jumping off the walls, grapple hooking, and maybe not even getting hit during the combat just because I'm doing so much to these enemies.
You can kind of find a couple things that work for you. Like, I am still doing the Azuna drop like 70%.
Flying swallow, Azuna drop.
I can't not do it.
Yes, Dan! That's it! That's all you need!
Every battle, I jump in, flying swallow. You do the thing where you can do it 3 times. It's like, bing, bing, bing. Azuna drop, fuck you. Like, yeah, it's awesome.
That's all you need. Ninja Gaiden. That's what Ninja Gaiden has always been. You only need those 2 moves. But there's other stuff if you want it,
Throw some shurikens for some reason, never seems to do anything, but it looks cool.
Fun to throw. Just like fuck you!
What a pointless thing.
No, that's the thing. Because it allows you to add damage to the board while you're moving, and weaker enemies, it will stagger them so the dudes with guns don't shoot you.
It's Sonic and it's pinball. It's both of these things.
It's Sonic's pinball.
I didn't want to say that exactly.
What Sean is describing is something that I think very few games can do, and I love it when they do. Where it's like, Soul Calibur to me is the ultimate of this. Where it's like you can jump in, you can hit buttons, and it's gonna look cool. You're gonna have a fun fucking time. You don't need to know anything.
Yeah.
But I was the sicko with Soul Calibur that I went into training with every fucking character and learned everybody's moves, and it can be really rewarding on that front. So it's like I do think that like having this many combos and stuff isn't necessarily a bad thing, you know?
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, Dan. I was thinking that this weekend with a different game because I just picked up Ninja Gaiden last night when it came out. But over the weekend, shouts to Itagaki-san, R.I.P. We lost him last week. I fired up Dead or Alive on my 360, all the Dead or Alive games, and thinking to myself, that's the Koei Tecmo legacy there, because Dead or Alive is so easy to hop into, press some buttons, you get like a 3-hit auto combo, or you can extend it really long. You can do like the wall bounce stuff and all of that. That's what makes this feel like it's in that legacy of the Ninja Gaiden games, the 3D games, and Koei Tecmo and everything they're doing, despite the fact that it is made by Platinum. Because, this is kind of Metal Gear Rising 2.
I immediately thought of that because like the way you run and kind of like auto parkour over stuff and everything, it's like the slide under things. Like, oh, this feels a lot like Vengeance.
The most you get that is like the first big boss fight. There's he goes into a phase transition, and then the song that was playing gets lyrics, and I'm like, oh, this is like just Revengeance. Oh, and it activated me just like that. So freaking good.
Platinum never got the chance to do 2, even though they were clearly planning it, that weird TGS tease and everything. But they just put it into Ninja Gaiden 4 when we got the contract. It's like cybernetic ninjas and everything, just like Rising. It's all that futurism and like invading like the enemy's tower.
Even this character that you're playing as instead of Ryu, this new guy, is very Raiden coded.
He is. And instead of like grabbing the Gatorade spines like in Rising, you're doing the obliteration moves, which you can hit Y or hold Y at a certain point, and it does this animation and everything where you're just tearing these fucking dudes apart.
But you also get something similar. That's kind of what the bloodbath kills are when you're in Blood Raven mode and you charge it up, and it gets the red. The screen turns black, white, and red, very Mad World with like Japanese characters on it, and it says you do that over and over and over until they're all dead. Ooh, it gets the same feel as doing Zendatsu over and over.
That bloodbath mode. So you got your Blood Raven bar, and then you have the bloodbath bar. It's probably not called that, but once you fill that up,
it's Berserk mode. So it's the difference between the blood binding, which is blood binding. You were describing this like Blood Raven, so almost like a stance where you do different moves. That's kind of like the true heavy attack of the game because you get armor on the attacks, and they do much more damage, can hit multiple opponents. And then you have the Berserk gauge, which is like Devil Trigger.
And then in Berserk Gauge, at any point you can hit, or I don't know if you hit or hold, I think it's both sticks.
Hold.
And it does this, you hold it, and it'll do this thing where it does some crazy animation, and it's kind of a screen clearing thing. Any low-level enemies will be torn apart. So it's fun when you get that.
Later. I don't think
maybe that's not right away. But like once you get that, it's like, so you'll activate it, the Berserk mode type thing. And then if you hold in an attack, you can kill one enemy, a low-level enemy with like just holding the button. But then before it runs out, if you do the hold L3 and R3 thing, that's where it does the kind of screen clearing thing. And god damn it, if that doesn't feel awesome every time.
Yeah. The one thing like I don't love about the game is the story stuff, but the story has never been anything interesting in these games.
It's very forgettable.
It's so forgettable. I guess at least it starts you off right away, but then there is like a bit where it's like we have to talk to this character for a while. And it's also when the game suddenly looks ugly because the character models up close don't look amazing and their mouths are moving like they're still in a Xbox 360 game.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
But I like the look of like those Ninja Gaiden games, the 3D ones. Like they all kind of look like action figures. There's just kind of a plastic quality to a lot of the models, and like and everything's just everything's just wet and plastic looking, and it's like this is kind of cool. What's with his face, Mike? What's going on?
Come on, these characters are going to talk about how everything is wet and plastic. Dan, an all-timer. All right. I'm lost.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about.
What are you talking about, Mike?
All the girls in these games have giant, big, you know what?
Oh, it's a techno. Yeah. No, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Like weapons?
Okay.
Or like do they like plastic batons? Is that what you mean? What do you? I don't get it.
Like, it's like the very first mission, you're like, you're gonna go talk to this priestess, and I immediately had a picture in my mind of what I expect this character to look like, and boy,
and you forgot what series it's in.
I didn't forget, but it is. It's like, of course.
Did any of you guys were you like a sicko like me, and you just were like, I wonder what like the hero difficulty does?
No,
I did that on Ninja Gaiden Black. The kind of re-release of the first one. You're talking about with this one?
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with that. Yeah.
I went in there just to see what was going on. It's kind of cool. Like obviously it's incredibly easy and you can just put your controller down and it'll sort of almost kill everyone for you. But I I just I wanted a taste of the forbidden. You know, I wanted to like get in there and see what that was all about. And I don't know. I feel like the game felt easier than I thought it would be in regular mode. I'm sure, you know, there's punishing, you know, parts that lie ahead, but it was still somehow kind of fun.
Some of the boss fights are pretty tough. I've died a lot of boss fights and like really chew through items, and like some of those items are pretty expensive. Like I always like to pop the attack boost and the defense boost, but like those cost like 7,500 of your ninja coin or whatever. Yeah,
I did realize pretty quickly though, when you like die during a battle and retry, you get your health back. So if I'm going to a battle without much health, don't use healing items. Just go in and die, and then you can retry and get all of your health back.
I'm such a freak with you know, because like you'll die, and it's like, do you want to use your potion of revival or whatever? I have not used it once because I have that dumb brain thing where it's like, well, I'm gonna really need this sometime. I'm not gonna use it on this boss, you know. So I literally have never used one.
You're min maxing. I get that because. You know, you don't realize until a little bit, like, oh, they actually give them to you with a decent cadence. It's not often, but it's like, you know, a couple times a level, a chest will have a revival one. So it's not like super scarce, but you do have to be like conservative. Like, oh, I died right away. Yeah, I'll just restart. Don't even bother using it. So
it's the levels are pretty linear, but like there are those kind of like, okay, I clearly if I go to the end of this side thing, I'm going to get a treasure chest with something in it. Like, so not a ton of exploration in this.
I will say, speaking on what Jerf was talking about with like you know, the difficulty and everything, this game does have a lot of like accessibility options related to difficulty. That's something that they focused on in their TGS presentation, was the fact that like hero mode is there, where it's kind of just like the guided story experience, which is a little bit heavy-handed maybe, but if you really just want to see what's going on in this game and not really feel pressured, you can do that. But there's also like, you know, auto opening things if you don't want to just be constantly hitting buttons. There's auto like wall running and traversal stuff if you're like not good with the timing on that thing, that kind of thing. There's a lot of those options in there. Not like a ton, but enough where it's like, okay, if I have trouble with this element of the game, there's probably something that can help alleviate that. And I think that's cool because that's the kind of accessibility option I like, where I can play on the default difficulty, get a slightly difficult experience. There's a more difficult experience to be had, but also it can be scaled back if people just want to have more fun with the game and not have to worry about that too much.
Are we past the point now? Because I remember when Bayonetta came out, there was some online discourse about like they added like an easy mode where basically like you just jam on A and she'll do a bunch of cool combos, and everybody was furious about it. Like, do people still get mad about that?
All of those people.
Okay.
Well, those people are still on Twitter, so we kind of just don't see that. You know?
That makes sense.
Oh yeah,
but they also have their stuff now with the FromSoft games, so it's like they go over there and they have that argument about those games. Yeah.
All right, boy. You also made me hungry when you were talking about all the pizza earlier. Makes me wish I had a nice hot za right now. Talking about za.
To do a segue, doesn't it have to technically take this thing and connect it to this thing? I don't think you can go back
He
seven
just grabs
conversations.
some random thing out there.
Yeah, you have to go from the current one to the next one. Mike, restart.
Yeah, I was gonna. So if I could just drop a note there too, but just because it's like in your head doesn't mean you have to say it. I just feel like
I don't know. I think that's actually he does have to. So.
Yeah. Again, this is all like constructive.
I've always known that about Mike, but I especially learned it last week with the
with his urethra.
About his urethra.
Sure.
Speaking of wide holes, we've been playing Pokemon Legends Z-A.
Pizza. Pokemon pizza, say it.
Poke Pizza, Pokemon za. Hey, everybody, come on down to Pokemon Legends Z-A. We can get a hot, fresh slice. We cooked it earlier. Don't worry, then we'll pop it back in the oven and heat it up for you. Mwah. Get a little fresh mozzarella on there.
Hey,
Minotti's Italian. He can do this.
How do you reheat your pizza?
I don't. I'll eat cold. I like it
air
cold.
fryer.
Fine.
Air fryer.
Air fryer.
Oven. I would have an air fryer.
Okay. As long as no one's microwaving.
I can't tell if I do like it or if I'm just lazy.
Every once in a while. I don't care. I mean, yeah.
Like what?
I can't tell if I do like it cold. I eat a lot of things cold. I'll eat like my leftover pasta cold. I'll eat it all cold.
Sure.
Because I'm just like, it's fine this way, but maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know.
Cold pizza is, I feel like, a bit of a stretch for the most part.
No, it's like a whole thing. People like cold pizza. There was a TV show called Cold Pizza because people like it so much.
And it's canceled.
Don't be wrong.
Unlike me. Jan left a note here. Said, please read it from non-pod. This is how Jan got his groove back. It got the sauce. Dang it, that could have been another pizza reference. You guys should have really let me go with the pizza thing all the way. I've been playing this a good amount, Sean. I think you've been playing a lot. Yeah. Grub seems like you might have played a little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
Sean, let's start off with you. You're probably the biggest Pokemon fan among us. Like, we both like it. You like it more than I do these days. You play it more. I always just like play the story, and then I'm usually done. You get deeper into it. You've also liked Scarlet and Violet a good deal more than I did. I couldn't even get through that game. So how are you finding the Z-A?
It feels good because finally, like the thought that popped into my head when Jan was streaming it, but which, by the way, if anyone wants to see the beginning of the game just to check it out, we have a video on YouTube. The first 3 hours of Pokemon Legends Z-A. It's actually closer to 4, but I lowballed. The thought running through my head when we were streaming it and when I picked it up is this is just a really good video game, no asterisk, which shouldn't be the thing you're aiming for, but with Game Freak, it's kind of the problem we've been having for around a decade now. There's always something wrong, especially in the Switch era. Scarlet and Violet was the height of that, of like it running and looking like trash because they rushed it out. No, they just made a very good video game. It's a ton of fun to play. And I think I am curious to see what you guys think. I want to hear your thoughts because I'm curious how it plays to people who are more casual with it. Mike being more casual than I am, and then Grub not really being into the series in general. Because this is the game that I always wanted as a kid. Because it's just the Pokemon battles from the TV show. That's the focus of this game in general. The real-time Pikachu dodge out of the way. That's finally something that happens in the video games, and that's really cool to be brought to life. I got some deeper thoughts on it, but I'm curious how you guys are finding it.
I'm liking it a lot, and yeah, like the move over to cooldown-based battles, more real-time, actually works really well here. It changes the dynamic. It makes certain moves that I used to like never think about using. Like there's a lot of moves in the old games like it'll do a little bit of damage each turn, and here they kind of become traps on the battlefield, so suddenly they're more interesting. Just the fact that because of this system now you don't have PP anymore, like, oh, you can only use this move 5 times. No, the stronger moves just have longer cooldowns, and between those cooldowns, you're using other moves. So maybe like Sword Dance isn't something I would ever use just playing through story mode, because you don't really need to use stat boosting moves unless you're playing competitively, you're doing real late game stuff. But here it's like, hey, maybe I'll throw in a Swords Dance here and there or something like that.
It gives you something to do while you're waiting for your big, heavy hitting attack to come off a cooldown. Yeah.
And even aside just all that, I like the setup. I like having it all take place in this city. That's, big enough. It's not some giant city or something like that, but it certainly gives me enough to explore. I like the kind of, during the day, that's when you're doing maybe missions and catching Pokemon. Then at night, that's when you're doing
dark
your trainer
zones from
battling.
the Division.
It's got the dark zones, right? There's kind of like a nice formula to that. That feels really good. So yeah, I think that in a lot of ways, this is a really nice direction. I don't know if all this is going to be taken to the main series. I don't know if I need it to, but I think I definitely like that in the Legends stuff.
Yeah. I was kind of already turned on to this because I enjoyed the last one quite a bit, and then hearing Mike tell me about the combat system, the real-time combat system, and just like him giving the reason why now he can use Leer. And it's like, oh, that's something that always bothered me. So let's go see this for myself. And it's all true. You're going in there like, okay, yeah, but the other thing's on cooldown. This will be a great thing to use right now. It just feels more engaging in some ways. And I hope they find ways to loop some of these ideas back into the main game, even if they keep it turn-based. I have no problem with turn-based, but they got to figure out some other way to mix in these other moves in the story mode. But whatever. For this game, it's like I also was really impressed with the way it looks. Now there are obvious, just real limitations. The background of the city being a JPEG on a wall is absurd. But I do come to Pokemon games because I think Pokemon are cute. I think that these are good character designs for the most part. Some of the later evolutions often miss me, but like Pancham, like him running through the city, he just robbed the Louvre or something, and he's running through the streets, and I'm like, that is just cute. I'm having a good time chasing this little freak, and so I think they nailed that side of it in terms of the visuals. And so it's like, yeah, I like looking at it, and I'm really enjoying playing it. I think the lack of voice acting is kind of absurd at this
It's
point.
awkward. It's super
It's
awkward.
awkward. It's just
It's like the one big like presentation thing that like everyone notices and has a problem with, including me. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because it's like they don't even do the Animal Crossing blah 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 blah. There's no sound when the characters are speaking. It's just silence and text, and their mouth moves, and that it's a bad combination. It's got a bad look, a bad feel, and I think the actual baseline there should be voice acting. This game should have voice acting. I know.
Yep.
Other Nintendo games, Zelda continues to get away with it for whatever reason. It doesn't bother me in the Zelda games. Really bothered me here, but that was kind of the one nitpick.
If you're playing this game in bed while watching long YouTube videos about playing every Simpsons game, it's kind of nice to not have any voice acting interrupting.
Yeah, it's the thing I was thinking of when Mike was talking last week about the voice acting in Trails in the Sky being maybe subpar, and it's like, well, I guess sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, but yeah, it should not be the case for sure. Like, and as we know, because of the leaks, that was a budget thing, and like clearly, like the cutscenes are even animated as if there should be voice acting. Just even if you like insist on putting a constraint in there for development, do the Persona style thing. Big major cutscenes are fully voiced, and then you just have sort of like the efforts, like the or okay when like other like dialogue boxes.
It was definitely most awkward in the beginning when it was like this, animated cutscene and it was still just the dialogue. Even like, I'm like
lip flaps and everything. Like
should have like got Steve down at the office or something to come in and record some lines here. I don't know.
There's also quite a bit of just talking in general and delaying the gameplay. Maybe it's not so much that I'm not going to keep playing the game, but it is quite a bit that I do feel like it's a hassle to get through. I'm like, all right.
It is still an RPG.
It's not as bad as Pokemon can be, but because they established this system of like, hey, get so many battles and you can do a rank match. I almost wish they really lead into that and it was just almost entirely that, and I didn't have to worry about this kind of larger story thing. Maybe that's wishful thinking here. So that's like I don't even know. It's a complaint. That's maybe just a criticism. It doesn't feel like there's a ton of Pokemon to catch, especially early on. Maybe that's another, because you have like these zones where the Pokemon are, and each of them will have like 6 or 7 or 8 Pokemon to catch there. That's it. So I felt like I didn't have a ton of variety. Oh, I said 6, 7. Oh my god! I was like, what is Backlar doing?
God, he's literally Cartman in the new South Park, just looking for the 6, 7. Yeah.
Dylan scored over the weekend and celebrated with a 6, 7.
There you go.
Fantastic.
And Sean, this might shock you, but I still do not love Mega Evolutions.
Well, yeah, because you're a bad person with bad opinions. We know.
Well, like, especially in this game, emphasizes them so much that if there's a Pokemon in your party who can't Mega Evolve, it kind of feels like a little bit of a wasted slot sometimes. Like there's certain
because those are inferior Pokemon. You should put the cool ones on your team.
I want this Pokemon, and it's not my fault they didn't bother designing a Mega Evolution.
Well, that's the thing though, is that you also have to remember the target audience. The vast majority of people love Mega Evolution, and think it's the coolest. Like, if you're gonna have a gimmick. If you're gonna have a gimmick, this is the one to have, though, because it's temporary, but you get cool design. It doesn't get in the way of everything, and it leads them to do cool stuff like basically the raid battles that are in here. You don't have they've had dumb versions of that for the past few games, and taking down a Pokemon that didn't want to Mega Evolve, it just happened, and you're trying to solve the mystery of why that happened. That's also a good story beat. By the way, the story, if you're paying attention, is kind of interesting because it's weirdly political. It's very much about local politics of, I don't think they should be turning this street into a wild zone for Pokemon to roam free. Don't you agree, Tyranitar? And it's just
wait, there's NIMBYs, not my backyard. All right, let's go.
Yeah, it's interesting if you're looking if you're paying attention to the main story and you're looking at all the little dialogue boxes that pop up as you're walking around. There's telling an interesting story here, and people say that it does get kind of interesting towards the end. So I'm wondering about that. I'm curious where it goes. Mike, you did bring up that there's the day-night cycle. During the day, you're exploring the city and you're catching Pokemon in the wild zones, which are kind of sanctuaries, almost like zoos, almost, where you go in there, Pokemon are roaming free and you can catch them. That night, it goes into the ZA Royale, where it is a battle royale. And the goal of the game, the reason it's called ZA is because you're climbing the ranks from Z to A. I think they undersold how interesting that system is.
Yeah, that's
because
cool.
yeah, like first of all, it is a battle royale. Like so you have real-time combat and you're just like fighting all these different people as you run down the street, and it's pretty fast paced. But I think there's also two different levels to it where people who are, it's kind of like we were talking about Ninja Gaiden, two different levels of like people who are more casual are gonna like try to get that advantage the first strike in so that they can like have a little bit of time to figure out how to best defeat this Pokemon they don't really know, or the type matchups they don't know. Whereas someone like me or like Jan, for us, we know the Pokemon, we know the type matchups and everything. It becomes a speed run because you get rewarded at the end of the night the more trainers you have defeated in the ZA Royale that night. Because the VM was inactive. Okay, hang on.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. Way back.
All
Okay.
right.
Cool.
All right.
That was the
we
end of my
good?
thought anyway. So yeah, ZA. It's really freaking good.
I have
really-
Pokemon news.
Yes.
Yes, Jerf.
It's unrelated to this ZA game, but do you still want to hear
Well,
it?
Let me say one thing real quick about the whole like structure of like
Please.
the ranks.
Yeah.
Because that they also kind of like cheap you out on that a little bit. Like no big spoiler. But there's a part where they're like you're like rank like W, and they're like, we gotta get you up. This is now a match for rank F, and you like shoot past 15 of them. Like, I kind of wanted to go up on the ranks, but okay, story. But so whatever. Go ahead, Jerf.
This has been in the rumor mill for many,
breaking
many,
news.
many months, and I have
God.
yet to feel confident enough to start talking about it with the confidence that I believe it is going to happen.
Pikachu's gay.
Why would you ruin my surprise?
My joke was
Don't
going to be
out
Backlog did a
Pikachu.
Nuzlocke. Yours was way better, Mike. I like that a lot.
That's Pikachu's choice when he wants to come. Oh, here's the deal.
Yeah.
Stern Pinball's next game for Q1 2026
What?
is most likely Pokemon Pinball.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Interesting.
What do you mean interesting? You mean holy shit?
Well, Sean
Jeff.
is going to be
hang on.
sad that's not more like the Game Boy Advance game, probably.
Yeah, I'm
What if it
curious
is?
because there's a literal legacy of Pokemon Pinball. I'm wondering how much of that is going to translate into the board.
I would
Like-
say 0%.
I think there's a chance they like make it like Pokemon. Like what is
Well-
the Red and Blue? Is that the first pinball one? Was like based
It
on
was
Red
just
and Blue.
Pokemon Pinball, and then I did Ruby and Sapphire for the GBA.
Ruby and Sapphire. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to. They don't make pinball games the way video games do that, right? Like they are built on very proprietary platforms. They are not, the
What would you know?
assets. It's just not the same. I know. What would I know? So look. It's really like, is this game going to be good? And I'm not worried about the theme implementation. I'm sure that's going to be just fine. I don't know, and I hope it's fine for Pokemon sickos. Sean, I guess you and Jan will have to be the
Well,
test of whether or
have you
not its
ever-
implementation is solid.
Have you ever played the Pokemon Pinball games?
The video games? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think you're missing out because they do some cool stuff with like they don't try too hard to make it a Pokemon game. They try to like have Pokemon adapt to pinball mechanics. You get some really
Right.
cool stuff where like up on the screen, like you'll go into catch mode. You need to hit certain things on a table like you do in pinball all the time.
Sure.
But if you hit enough of those, the Pokemon will unlock, and then you hit a point in the center of the board, and then you catch that Pokemon. And so I'm just curious, like how much of that is going to be in the board because
I would
that's something they
imagine-
could do.
Yeah, I would imagine the primary objective of Pokemon, the pinball game, is catching Pokemon. I
Yeah,
would
I would hope
imagine that
so.
is like the only thing. And I guarantee you they'll probably have like, the ball on the table. There'll be some fun gadgets, some fun toys. Again, that's all speculation. But
They
yeah.
should,
Yeah.
like just because we're on the topic of pinball, they should make a real world pinball game that is also a roguelite. Like you can upgrade your pinball.
Oh.
Like
Huh.
I don't know like how that would work, but I guess
with
it would like
physical
all the,
pinball?
yeah, but like yeah, they'd have to like all the things would just have to like react differently depending on the upgrades you got on your ball or something.
I think-
Yeah, I mean
uh,
there is that, right? Like you are stacking combos. Like
Sure,
the current ball you have can be worth more than the ball you previously had because of where you've leveled up that ball too.
Mhm.
So there is that. There's a lot of similarities with like the sort of psychology of like point scoring and whatnot. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Q1, you can pretty much lock it in. I would say, judging off of some of this reporting coming out. Not totally confirmed, but here, Pokemon Pinball, folks.
Thank you for that news update. We are, of course, an ally for Pinball. We are an ally for Pokemon. And speaking of allies,
Where he's going.
Dan, Drift, do you have any updates about that ROG Xbox Ally X?
Uh-oh, you're sighing like something else happened, Dan. What happened?
I mean, I posted a series of short videos on Blue Sky of a thing I was dealing with the other night where it's just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to watch the AEW pay-per-view and I'll play some ball pit on my ROG Ally here. And I load it up. And normally it's like, okay, press your finger on this on the fingerprint reader and it loads you right in. Well, that's not working. Great. You need to create a pin. Okay. I press that button and the keyboard doesn't pop up. And I'm like, okay, can't really type a pin in here. So I'm doing all this stuff, trying to like authenticate it through Microsoft Authenticator, trying to like, I can't attach a Bluetooth keyboard because you need to get to the Bluetooth settings, which is past the login screen. So I'm just fucking around with this. And then at a certain point, I like restarted and then I'm just pressing the screen to like try to enter a pin or something. And it's just getting that Windows error noise over and over and over again. And I just wanted to fucking load this thing up and play some ball pit. And just nothing fucking worked.
You couldn't like plug in a keyboard?
I mean, I could at that point. I was like, oh, "Fuck this!" I'm just like, I grabbed the Steam Deck.
Yeah, there is something indignant about. Yeah, at that point, I am kind of like, it's letting the machine win, right?
Yeah, I don't even know if I have
far.
Right, it's conscious. It knows when it's won. I think
like the Dreamcast. It's thinking.
I'm with you, man. Like again, I really do stand behind the take of like this. It's just a portable Windows 11 machine that has a couple layers of Microsoft branding around it. Like that's it. And no, until it completely jumps off to a forked OS version of whatever the fuck, like you're just not gonna have the experience you have on Steam Deck. So, I've been enjoying it because again the performance is untouchable.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
It fucking rips.
Oh,
and the battery's pretty good too.
Yeah, the battery's great, and we can also say now that Ninja Gaiden 4 is maybe one of the best examples of like I tried to run that on the Steam Deck. You don't want to play it on there. Like it'll run kinda, but like you don't want to play it on there. It runs pretty fucking good on the Xbox Ally. Like I played a lot of it on that thing.
Well, to be clear, the Ally X, because I think that's part of the problem here is like I've been meaning to get this out there. I think the main problem with this product is just a like who is this for type of situation, because on the one end, because it's not just the Ally X, that's what most people are reviewing, but it is also the regular Ally at $600. It's it's like a beefed up Steam Deck in terms of specs. It's same tier-ish, but it is more powerful. But so who are they trying to go for with this? Are they trying to go for the casual audience and say like, hey, there's been the Switch, the PlayStation Portal and everything. Finally, we have the Xbox handheld and you have the option of $600. It's, it's more reasonable. And then if you want the premium one, it's $1,000. Are they going for that audience? Or is it for like the hardcore audience who's like listening to these podcasts and everything, knows everything about this, knows that it is a Windows handheld? But that's also like, what, you're going after an audience of like a few 100,000 people total? That seems misguided when you are behind and are trying to reinvent yourself.
Well, so we kind of figured it out live on stream, right? So one, there's the Jeff Grubb perverts of the world who are just going to buy this because they can't help themselves, and they're just like, I might not the best thing.
Because what I mean? I might not, but yes,
you know what I mean, right?
I'm definitely
like,
considering it.
Right,
every day I'm
exactly.
considering it. Yep.
I fell into this weird category of like, hey, I have a Steam Deck, but I do want to access my Epic games, and I want to access my Xbox PC Game Pass games. And I was like, oh, this is doing the thing for me. And then I think number 3 is this like, idiot brain where you're like, what? Xbox has a portable? I'll just buy that, which is misguided, of course, because
those people are gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, it's an Xbox kind of in name only, right? So
that is kind of part of the problem, though, is like, because I know some people were like, oh, like who would even be looking at this and doesn't know that only plays PC games? Right. And to that, I would say, well, remember, they're saying it's an Xbox. And I don't mean that in the sense of like, oh, like you can't expect it to run 360 games. It's still just a Windows PC. Sure. But also, like, someone could buy a game as recent as Elden Ring on their Xbox. That will not run on here, because that is not a play anywhere.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is not going to run on this Xbox. Right?
Exactly. Like any Xbox console game that is not Play Anywhere will not run on this thing that they're calling an Xbox, which that's, to me, that's the actual problem. Like I saw in a comment on, I think it was Retro Game Core's video, maybe it was ours, where someone was like, I have about 300 games in my Xbox library, only about 15 can run on this thing.
Oh my
and
Yeah.
that
God.
is the problem when people actually get them in their hands, I think.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like we've definitely unpacked that talking point a bunch, and I was like, yeah, I know that because I know it because I'm very ingrained in like what
Right.
the situation is. When you step outside of that sort of vacuum that I exist in, you're like, oh my God, that is so insane. Like, again, they're not outwardly saying there. I don't think there's necessarily this like nefarious deception campaign at play, right? Because it's not like they're like, but on the other hand, it's like you have this brand thing, you have this thing called Xbox that is now incredibly fragmented.
Yeah.
Literally, like, to decouple what it means on console and PC separate, like you've just painted yourself into such an impossibly, decipherable corner. Like, sorry, I don't know how you can justify talking about this without very conveniently leaving out some serious details about what this thing is unable to do.
I think the thing is this will be maybe not short-lived, but a temporary situation, because I don't think there's any way they launch that next Xbox that might be a PC without it being able to play Xbox games. I really think there will be an emulation layer, and that will come back to this.
You
they
can't,
need to.
Like, this is a handheld, so there are going to be some concessions. Like, obviously, you
Yeah.
can't pop a disc in or anything, whatever. But you can't have the next Xbox console, and you clearly market it as a console, even if you don't use the word. You can't have that go out there, and then it doesn't play Xbox Series games. Like, backwards compatibility has been Xbox's whole thing. That's why it's all in Xbox, is because each console just runs. There are exceptions every single generation, but it just runs like the games you want to play from the last console. That cannot be the case moving forward.
The crazy thing to me, Grub, is like, I'm with you. I fundamentally believe that's what this thing maybe, hopefully will evolve into. What, just say, like, if that's the case though, say it. Say that there's a path. Like, people will take your word for it, and they will buy this thing preemptively. I'm telling you, like, the fact that they're not saying it certainly leaves room for worry. That sucks.
And I think too, Sean, what you said earlier about like, who is this for? Is this for casual? Is this for hardcore? I think about things like, for instance, Kayla. Kayla loves playing video games, but she's never played on PC. Growing up, we never had gaming PCs or anything like that, so we were console kids. But there's so many games I know she would love, and I would love to recommend to her. And I've thought before, like, a Steam Deck would be great, because that is something that, like, you don't really have to, like, you can play that thing and never go into Linux or anything. It's just, you download it, you play it, it works. Whereas I couldn't do that. Like, if I gave her a Xbox ROG Ally or something, it comes with all the hassles of a PC, which is the complicated stuff that you don't want. Like, that's why the Steam Deck is so great, is you can access PC games without a bunch of bullshit. So
right, that's the problem with it being just Windows, where I know you're not going to have, like Jerf said this explicitly, you're not going to have that seamless experience until you have a fork of the OS designed for this. But I saw some people saying that as like the reason that this is the case over like the weekend when people were talking about it. Nah, dog, that's the problem. That's what all of us who are critical are pointing to. If Microsoft is taking partial ownership of this, I know it's a partnership, but they're taking partial ownership. You make Windows, make the fork of the OS designed for this. Don't have desktop replaced by the Xbox app as the desktop shell. Like, that's a clever way to get around it. But then you see things like when Dan has tech issues, it's because something broke in that chain that you didn't expect. And like, the Steam Deck is incredible because Valve made Linux accessible. Like, it just works the vast majority of the time, unless the game is incompatible, and they tell you that. And if you want to boot in desktop mode to get your Epic game set up, your GOG game set up, itch, all that stuff, you can optionally. I just think this hardware could have been really cool, especially because the power is there. Like, it's a very powerful handheld, and that's awesome. I think there's a place for that. They just really fumbled when it came to like setting up the OS and then marketing it correctly.
The password issue that Dan had is something I have had on the original Asus ROG Ally because of Windows since it launched. It's happened about once a week anytime I'm using it actively. And the fact that they have not fixed that and it still shows up in this is kind of that to me, that's the whole story. That's all I need to hear to know they're not taking this seriously. At $1,000, they're not taking this thing seriously. They're not even fixing the base bugs that have been in there for literally years. So why should I have any faith that they're going to be able to navigate kind of the difficult process of building a new either forked version of the OS to do this or some new top layer that is so well thought out and so integrated into Windows that you never have to think about it? I have zero faith that they can do that.
Hey, Grub, did you see the videos I posted on Blue Sky? Like, it's like there's like 4 different Windows bullshit problems happening simultaneously.
It was just very reminiscent of anytime I've like gone online and complained about it. It's something like that has been happening to me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The worst part is that it forces you to like come to terms once again to be reminded of just how fucking lost Windows is. Like just how off in the goddamn middle of the fucking ocean that OS is, where you're just like, things used to just work better. I didn't have to be reminded of the frustrations. Like, I guess you kind of got numb to it when you boot up a PC or a laptop where you're just like, well, you know, it's Thursday. I guess it's time for fucking typical Windows fuckery. And, you know, like, oh, your PC just restarted by itself. It didn't tell you it was going to restart. It installed 11 things. And now you have to go through this nonsensical onboarding again of like, you sure you don't want Office 365? Hook you up with the fucking useless piece of fucking bullshit. It's like, stop. You are the most pervasive software company on the goddamn planet. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, rebooting your OS and getting that full screen Office ad is offensive. Don't sell me something when I'm logging into my computer.
It's insane.
I got to send you this like anti-bloat fucking package.
Oh, the script.
The PowerShell thing. Oh my God, what a godsend. Friend of the site, Anthony, sent it to me.
And
pinball buddy. Oh my Lord.
It's like that's why another reason why I think they are infinitely far away from delivering on this concept, because there is something so important about picking up a Switch 2 and just being like, oh, everything is about funneling me into the game. Because once I'm in the game, this thing works really well. That's true of the Xbox ROG Ally X as well. Once you're in the game, it's really great. But the fact that the whole experience of like when you pick it up is not about making that as simple as possible. Just they do not understand the importance of that intimate connection you have between yourself and a gaming device that you're holding. That's pretty special, and they kind of don't respect that at all.
Like you said, it's like a faith thing. I don't have faith in them because they kind of keep fumbling all the small things and leads up to a big issue like this.
Yeah, their priorities are somewhere else. It's AI. It's
AI.
My fingers are crossed that I'm gonna have a better time with. I've got a DHL truck that is 2 stops away with the AYN Thor. So I want to.
So cool.
Mess around with that quite a bit, and hopefully that's a better experience. So I'll report back on
almost
that.
assuredly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's it for games and hardware we've been checking out. When we take a quick bricky break, we'll be right back with the news. Stay tuned, everybody.
What's that? Can you hear that, folks? Oh God, it's coming down the pike. It's the giant Bombathon. My goodness, folks, we are 1 week away or less, depending on when you're hearing this. That's right. The giant Bombathon is coming your way live from the East Coast. 5 p.m. Eastern on Monday, October 27th, to 5 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, October 28th. Take Tuesday off. Listen, we had to do this on a Monday night. We know it's during the week. Take Tuesday off. Take it off now. Get your requests in. That's right, 24 hours of local multiplayer shenanigans, gimmicks, fun, hullabaloo, all that stuff. Pyro, ballyhoo. No pyro. We had the confetti cannon last time. That didn't work well. We're going to have a lot of fun, folks. It's going to be the 5 owners of Giant Bomb. You know who we are. And we also have Chuck and Sean flying out to join the festivities. That's right. Remember, Monday at 5 p.m. into Tuesday at 5 p.m. Take Tuesday off work. We're going to be there live on Twitch, on YouTube. Check us out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll make it worth your while. We got some incentives. We got some stuff you might like to see. I got things I'm biting my tongue on. I'd like to say some of these incentives, but you'll have to tune in Monday night, 5 p.m. Eastern. Be there! The Giant Bombathon!
Before we get into the real news, I have my own breaking news for
Ooh.
Jeff Grubb.
You're pregnant?
No,
Oh.
I'm projected
pregnant.
first in Fantasy Critic because
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden 4 got me a good amount of points. It has an 82 on Open Critic, which but from what I played, I'd say a little bit better, but who knows? Got to play more of it. But I was the only one here with the foresight to think that maybe Jurassic World Evolution 3 might do decently with reviews, and that has an 85 right
Wow,
now.
that's
so
really good. Okay.
I got
you
some
props for that. Definitely the only one.
yeah.
Yep.
I
Good
got some
moves.
Jurassic World points on my side.
Oh shit! I
Now.
gotta go sign for that Thor. I'll be right back.
Oh, all right,
Go
cool.
for it. So there you go. I'm sitting pretty right now, projected, but just a little bit. It kind of seems to be, well, Sean has a shot here, but it definitely is Jeff and I favored the most right now in the
I think
face.
it's gonna come down to
June.
It's going to come down to Metroid. If Metroid does very well, I probably win. If it kind of does anything beneath that, I think it's all you.
I have Age of Imprisonment, which is a little risky because I'm like, I don't know. Maybe that'll.
I don't think you're going to lose points with it.
I don't think that's dipping below 70. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they've
I
been all
think
right.
I give you a run for your money if I didn't fucking counterpick blueprints like a
Yeah,
dumb
yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, you kind of got screwed right out of the gate, Bacalar. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just like,
you
oh, I haven't
doing?
heard. It's like I haven't heard of this one, and then Lucy was like, "You done fucked up." I was
Mhm.
You
like,
could have
"Oh."
been really stupid and pulled a bonehead move like counterpick, I don't know, Metroid Prime 4 or something.
that'd be
like
Yeah.
that'd be
Could you
insane.
imagine someone
Well,
doing
I'm not
that?
a total
Yeah.
moron. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Right, we don't have any of
ridiculous.
those.
All right, Jeff, play the music. Get to the news. Well, it's fun to be able to tell you to do things, then you do them.
Don't get used to it.
Don't you? Doesn't he always do that?
Yeah,
Cluck
I
like
hate
a
this.
chicken.
Cluck, 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 cluck. All right, I have some news here at the News Roost. Bok bok. Let's start here with Nintendo's second Kirby Air Riders Direct is this week and will last an hour.
Yes.
It's longer?
Go!
60 human minutes of Kirby Air Riders information from Sakurai himself. What the hell? It's October 23rd. It's 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, that game's out November 20th for $70. So they're like, yeah, we really got to talk this up. I'm shocked though that it's even longer than last time.
Remember our idea of having only Bacalar react to this?
I do remember that.
No, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Wouldn't it be
so
funny-
Maybe you keep talking.
Would it be funny, Jeff, if instead of all of us reacting to this thing, which, you know, whatever, we're probably just going to get on tangents and talk about our own bullshit because it's very long. What if it was only you reacting to this Kirby racing game deep dive for an hour?
I could not think of something that would be more of a waste of time.
Let me ask Dan what he thinks. Dan, do you
Yes.
think it's funny if only Jeff Bacalar reacts to this hour-long Kirby Air Riders presentation?
The answer is so obvious to that it's almost insulting that you asked that. And
Exactly.
We
Jeff-
might be surprised that we have to commit to someone.
Jeff,
Yeah, you're exactly right, Dan.
for the good
Why?
of the business and what we do,
No,
you know,
I promise you, from a dead ass serious fucking point of view, my time would be better spent doing something else than watching.
What if you do that?
How is that not painfully obvious?
You can still do
I'll
all of
do
that.
whatever you're doing. What do you send an email or something? I can do that.
Yes, we've discovered all of these things. We're all equally capable of doing. No, absolutely not.
What do
you
we have to do?
fucking
What do we have to
mean?
do? What do we have to do?
Well, I don't
You need
know.
to
Who knows? A phone call. Who knows what it will be that will be worth my time in by a magnitude of 50.
It's
I'll
only
Venmo
an
you.
hour.
I'll Venmo you.
You will Venmo me? What do you mean?
Yeah, we'll pull it together. How much
got-
do you
I
I
don't
got
think you
a
know
fire.
where
There's
the
a
money
number.
comes from.
There's a number.
There's always a number.
We'll
There's
get you a free
always
copy
number.
of Kirby Air Riders as a reward.
Maybe it's
for
one of those
doing
things that
this.
the idea would be funnier than the execution anyway.
No,
know,
it would be
the-
really funny.
It would, well, yeah, it would be funny to be like, oh, wow, did you see that grown ass man have a mental breakdown live on
Funny.
Twitch?
Wait,
Did you see
I mean,
that?
They gotta just talk about everything that's in this game, like every character,
They
every
already
track.
did.
Yeah, what did they find a third button or something? What else going on here?
Oh, okay.
I'm with Mikey though. I do think on paper this is hilarious. Like without a doubt.
It's
In
like when I wanted to do the
practice-
2-hour pre-show for the last one.
Right.
Maybe
In
now we do the
practice-
2-hour pre-show.
100%.
And we all
Panel.
just leave, and Backlar's there alone.
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and then
exactly,
we became
yeah.
millionaires over
Yeah,
that.
that was it. That was the moment it all changed for us.
Yeah.
They're going to talk about everything, I think. Games, the VGC's hands-on did suggest the game is deceptively deep. It better
How
be
deep?
very deceptive for it to be another
I
hour
don't
long.
want it to be too deep. That's part of the charm of Kirby Air Riders, that it was a one-button game. Now, I'll allow the second button. That's fine, but I don't want too much depth in this baby.
Are you a big Kirby Air Ride fan, Mike?
Yeah,
I don't know
he
if
is.
I call myself a big Kirby. I respect
Relative
Kirby
to everyone
Air
else, he's one of the
Relative to
bigger
everyone else,
Kirby
that's
Air
a big
Ride fans.
fan, yeah.
I think it's a
Yeah.
good game, which is like a bridge other people won't cross, I suppose.
Nope.
It is funny that like this is the bit. You know what I mean? It's funny that this is the bit, that it's like, oh, we're gonna give you like so much more than you could possibly need about this.
It's
Like,
a good
that's funny.
bit.
It's
It's
funny.
honestly very good. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, a part of it's definitely still Sakurai is he has that sway, and they kind of want to keep him happy. But I think they're also like, hey, that last game maybe underperformed, so it's like really go out there for this one. Tell you what, if this one doesn't do well, it will not be for a lack of them trying. They
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
have made the effort here.
Yeah, look,
for sure.
like I did not like Kirby Air Ride the first, but this one I'm in full support of, just because like, let Sakurai do whatever the hell he wants. That man's earned it. You want one passion project on the company's dime? Take one, my man. Absolutely.
Next gen Xbox console plans heading into 2026. Sarah Bond commented on these. She, after talking about the handheld stuff and like kind of, saying, oh yeah, we definitely have a lot of ideas still for improving the ROG Xbox Ally X. She went on and confirmed that Xbox is still actively developing its next generation console, the follow-ups to the Xbox Series X and S. They didn't really give too many details again, but she did continue to point to that AMD statement that Microsoft or that Xbox and AMD made previously, where they're like, yeah, we're developing a new chip, and we are gonna have backward compatibility. Like, so they said, like, whatever they end up doing, if it is gonna be this PC thing, it will have some sort of backward compatibility. But this is her reiterating this once again, as there have been questions around the future of Xbox and how committed they are to any of this. And every time they're sort of put in a corner to ask that sort of thing, this is how they respond. Do we buy that this is something that they are taking seriously over at Microsoft, or does it feel like, well, of course, Sarah Bond takes it seriously, but maybe the people above her could undercut this thing?
I think that second, I think the latter there is what's maybe going on there. Clearly, Microsoft as a bigger company, their focus is elsewhere, as you said. And yeah, at this point, it really just comes down to, like we said, faith. Like, okay, you're gonna have this more PC style box. That's mostly up to rumors at this point, by the way, rumors and reporting. But if you're gonna have this more PC style box that will have backwards compatibility with Xbox games, it's just a disconnect of, well, why didn't you do that for the handheld that you just launched? Because that would
even
have
say
gone
something,
a
as Backler
long
pointed
way.
out,
Yeah, exactly. Like you gotta do something there. So it's the idea of it is cool. I mean, honestly, like, I was kind of dumping on Xbox during that segment, but their ecosystem is my favorite of the big three right now because they let me use the hardware that I want to, except for when they don't, apparently. So I don't know. I was actually like mildly interested in what this console could be, but the launch of this new hardware has my faith waning a little bit.
Yeah, and of course, price increases, inflation, all those things continue to cause various headaches for just the current gen of hardware, where it's like the Xbox Series X and S have gone up in price multiple times, especially in the United States, but around the world. And so it's like, what is the pricing even going to look like for a next gen Xbox? I think everyone is expecting the absolute worst there.
Right.
We're talking about like a floor of $700. Even that feels unlikely. It's like maybe we're talking about $800, and maybe the real version you want to get is $1,000, $1,100. Like, these are things that people have actually said to me when we had these conversations. And meanwhile, everything's still going up in price, including the Xbox development kits, which they just announced have increased in price from $1,500 to $2,000. And they said
Whoa.
the adjustment reflects macroeconomic developments. We remain committed to providing high quality tools and support for your development efforts. And these are the kits that, like, you know, they get you like licenses and all that stuff. So they were always kind of expensive at $1,500, but maybe it's not expensive relative to previous development kits. But now, you know, even these things are getting hit by price increases.
You need people to make games for your platform, right?
Yeah.
That's a part of it, yeah.
It
You
kind
would
of
have
feels
wanted
like
to
we kind of
sensitize that.
Yeah.
That's also weird. I didn't realize that they were 1,500 because I thought because
You could just use an Xbox.
don't they call the alternate mode on Xbox the developer mode, and that was kind of the appeal is that
And
you
that's
could
like
buy a retail
$20
unit.
to unlock that. So this
Yeah.
must have some other feature that weren't like,
Well-
maybe it has a more fully fledged out a development kit aspect to it. I'm
yeah,
no
a
expert.
dedicated dev kit is what like a AAA studio is going to use.
Sure.
And so I guess maybe they're getting a little more money from those places.
Yeah, but how many of
going
these
forward?
do they even sell? It just seems like a
Exactly.
strange markup, right?
Yeah.
It definitely, it's like, yeah, every dollar you raise this reduces the number of people who are going to be making games for your system. Something that seemed like it might still be important to you at one point, maybe not so much in this moment. You know, I think maybe that's something they're less worried about if they are kind of going to go the PC route, which, like you said, Sean, like that's rumor, that's the reporting. We still don't know for sure. They have not said that. But if they do go that way, maybe that kind of gets them out of this, where it's like any PC game can just work on this new Xbox, and that's what we want. So we'll see. The Simpsons is reportedly coming to Fortnite, including an entire Springfield map. That's the thing that really made me do that same sound right there. Where it's like, oh, that's cool. I'll play as Homer. Wait, Springfield map? That's brilliant.
That's awesome. I fucking played virtual Springfields all the time. That was barely even a game. I just want to see Springfield, you know?
I was about to say, Dan, I just watched a 2-hour video about virtual Springfield last night. I loved virtual Springfield. So yeah, just walking around Springfield is actually fun. I mean, that was a big part of the appeal of the car game that everybody liked, Hit and Run.
Oh, Road Rage and Hit and Run.
Yeah, Hit and Run.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly.
I'm in. Man, I haven't played much Fortnite in quite a while, but
Been a moment.
that sounds fun. That's great. I wonder if it's going to be like it's a separate map. Is that right, or is it a part of the larger
Yeah,
map?
I thought it
Like,
was
Well, go ahead.
like you're trying to read it out here. It's like the extensive crossover, which includes a cell-shaded Springfield nuclear power plant, is a rare occurrence for Fortnite, as most collaborations are limited to skins and items. So it makes it sound like they're going to be implanting Springfield kind of into the current map in some way, is what it sounds
right.
like.
Yes,
to
I
me.
think
That's
usually
good, 'cause-
do. Yeah.
yeah, because I want to do like zero build. I want to play normal. Like I don't want it to be a side mode thing. Like that's that'll get me in. I'll play that.
Yeah.
We're
We're dropping at Moe's, boys. Let's go.
Did you guys also see that Futurama total conversion mod for Simpsons Hit and Run?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
really?
was really neat. Yeah, that's
cool.
really well done.
God, that's a good game, by the way. That's just an
yeah.
old-timer licensed game, Hit and Run.
I don't know how I never played Hit and Run or Road Rage. Like it's a genre I like on a console I loved with my favorite license pretty much ever. Like
Yeah.
If you played Hit and Run, God, I'm gonna need to remember this next time. I can maybe give you a punishment, because if you played Hit and Run right now, I think you would love it.
Yeah,
It's
you
so
would
Hit and
love
Run
good.
or Road Rage? Which one's
Hit and
the
Run.
better?
Road
Hit and
Rage
Run's
is
the
the
one.
crazy taxi like, but Hit and Run,
Okay.
it's like GTA, but
It's a
instead
crime
of
game.
but instead of like doing the shooting, it's like there's some platforming that you do sometimes.
God, that sounds
great.
Like, man, I gotta tank at the next punishment thing. I gotta lose on purpose.
There you go.
It's the only way I can play it. Yeah.
Oh wow, you won one. You won one. You're very good at Tony Hawk. I'll tell you what, you were
you.
the best.
Thank you.
Best I've
Thank you.
seen.
Thank you. Wow. All right.
Yeah, it was impressive. Resident Evil Zero remake casting seemingly found, as lead actor refers to Project Chamber in his resume. People believe that references Rebecca Chambers, who is the star of Resident Evil Zero. This lines up with some other rumors out there that this game is one of the ones being remade right now, alongside Code Veronica, which could come first. That one could come in like 2027, and this one in 2028, or maybe 2026 and 2027. Although, of course, Requiem's coming out early next year, so maybe this is going to be a little bit further off. Resident Evil 5 continues to not be in active development for a remake, apparently. Which, yeah, that seems like a challenge. So they probably want to do all these other ones first.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I am glad, because I was a little worried that they would just go to 5 and brute force that and figure stuff out there, which someday they will do. They'll figure that out. But I was kind of worried that they just wouldn't do Zero or Code Veronica, which would be a shame. Especially Zero, which is a game that has like such a good premise.
Yes.
good ideas, and some of the execution is just lacking. But you
Yeah.
remake that, like, what they've done with these other remakes. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 remakes are just some of the best games ever. They did such a good job with that. So just seeing that treatment given to Zero and to Code Veronica, I am super excited about that.
Zero could super use it. Like, you're right. Like, I love the concept, the two characters and the train and everything, but it's like, it was missing something for sure. So like full remake treatment sounds awesome for that.
Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, that game is getting a free third-person mode and New Game Plus update. They kind of talked about this a little bit before, but they reiterated that is going to launch in December, on December 5th, right alongside Avatar Fire and Ash. I guess I did want to ask you guys, think games like this, because we've kind of reached a plateau with visuals, kind of a licensed game that is a few years older can get a small update and maybe ride the excitement for a new movie, especially one that's going to be as big as this. I think that's a strategy that these companies might be able to use going forward.
Maybe this one also got like a full-on expansion of that's coming out in December.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was.
Ashes.
Yes,
It's releasing
that's right.
alongside the movie, right?
Yeah, so it's also getting
Yes.
that, which I think that's definitely the smart thing to do for this. This is a game I actually liked and would like to play more of, especially. I bet I'll be in an Avatar mood unless that movie bombs somehow. But I don't know. I liked Way of Water so much that I'm pretty excited for Fire and Ash.
I am too.
Me too.
But it's weird, so we don't actually get anything of this scale even for games anymore, right? Even releasing a expansion theme to the new movie for an existing game in the IP. Most franchises don't have an existing game in that IP anymore.
Right.
So it's just kind of like out on an island, and I'm glad we still have this.
Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't give up on this or Star Wars Outlaws so much that they're like, when they did have these opportunities, they didn't take them. Like, it seems like they're like, you know what, this will get us some return. And launching Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2, that could probably work. And that did work really well. So maybe they're going to stick with these things a little bit longer. I don't expect them to go back to the well of doing another licensed game like this anytime soon, though, especially having Massive do that. No way.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get another. This might be the last Avatar game like this we ever get. I think, people will kind of keep finding it through sales and because of the movies coming out. Like, I don't think this this game wasn't some gangbuster success clearly, but it'll have a tail.
Warner Brothers Discovery puts itself up for sale. Basically, they're like, hey, there's some interest in acquiring us, and we're gonna go back out there. I think they're talking like Larry Ellison might buy this as well because he fucking buys everything else. So of course, but Warner Brothers has several game developers, NetherRealm, all the DC stuff, Rocksteady, and so they've also been pretty disillusioned with making games themselves for a while, even despite having multiple hits. I mean, they had the Batman games for a long time, and then Harry Potter did very, very well for them. And then in the immediate aftermath of that, they were talking about how the next Harry Potter game is going to be a live service game. Screw making the best-selling video game of the year. We want to do something different next time. So they've tried to sell their studios before. They have not been able to do that because they weren't selling the IP alongside that. So yeah, I guess do we think that the video games are even going to factor into this at all, into this deal, and where, like,
I don't know.
Yeah, where
what
could
happens
it go?
to Rocksteady, right? Because they, there's so Suicide Squad ramifications to a lot of things, right? Not that Gotham Knights was much better over on that side,
right?
It seems like they've been de-emphasizing it for a while now, but I don't know if they totally cross the bridge and start selling or closing studios off.
Yeah, I think they're like, it's too big to close down. We need to get something back for it. Maybe this is the opportunity, but I don't think whoever acquires them will actually have any good answers on how to run these studios either. That will continue to be a challenge. Atari announced the Intellivision Spirit, a revamp of the iconic 1980s gaming console. I guess this reminded me that Tommy Tallarico did lose the Intellivision name.
I was about to say, I thought he still. What about the Amico?
I think they just call it the Amico now, and they dropped the Intellivision part.
Incredible!
Like
that was the whole point. I thought was that they bought the television.
I thought so too. This thing is, let's see, it's available for pre-order at $150. It's shipping December 5th as well. It's also December 5th. Basically, it will play your old games, I believe, but you can also install games on it, and then it uses HDMI. So it's an easy way to get Intellivision games onto a modern television. like a lot of these devices, they've done this with their 2600 and other Atari devices recently. Now they're just doing it with this.
Do we know how those sell?
I think they seem to do okay. You know, there was a long time where like you could get one of these Atari like joystick things that plug directly into your TV with like RCA cables.
Plug 'em
And,
in,
like, those were like popular stocking stuffers for a very long time. And I think that actually probably mostly continues for these kinds of things. But $150 is maybe getting up there where it's like it's probably for the person in your life that you know likes old video games as a gift to give.
Yeah, it's not as accessible as like, you go to Costco and you see all those like, Pac-Man tabletop things and everything. You just want like a cool thing in your house. You just have a fun. It's for old games. Like I think something like that would go before like this is a little more niche,
Yep.
Wait, is this thing called the Intellivision Spirit or the Intellivision Sprint?
You know what? I thought it was the Spirit, and then I Googled it, and it came up as Spirit, and then I had that same question. Is it called the Sprint on their website?
I think it's the Sprint on their website.
Okay, because I got this from a website that from a news story that covered it and called it the Spirit, and I was like, okay, so I must be right.
I think if you look at it quickly, it looks like Spirit instead of Sprint. I guess I think it's the Sprint.
Way. There's a bunch of news stories saying Spirit. I think they may have misspelled it in the press release because like their YouTube channel says Sprint.
What the heck?
Oh man,
this rules. Look, we clarified it. There we go.
I had that same question when I was getting this story, so I'm glad you brought it up. Okay, yeah, it looks like Sprint is the actual name. Incredible.
Okay, I mean that's a weird name considering the telephone people. Stuff like the Intel is always weird to me because it's like, man, I feel old, but there's like a whole nother generation above me still, and I bet if I was there, I would love this thing. Even looking at it, I still kind of like, there is something about the way this thing looks that even though I wasn't there, it somehow makes me feel nostalgic. Wood paneling, right?
Wood
on
paneling
a video game
consoles
console
are always very cool. Yes,
imagine.
Mike, I'm with you on like retro stuff. Like I love it so much, but it is really like as soon as you go before the stuff I personally grew up with, it's like, I'm sure that's important or whatever. But
right, if it's pre-NES, it's like, well, you better be King's Quest or something on PCs for me to care.
I had the ColecoVision like that. Oh, look at that thing! All right, there you go.
Got the Thor here,
us,
and I got us.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That looks nice. Very cool.
This screen's awesome. Yeah.
And then, of course, we mentioned it early, but Tomonobu Itagaki did die last week. He was 58 years old. He spearheaded the modern reinvention of Ninja Gaiden originally in 2004 for Xbox, also obviously known for the Dead or Alive series. The first game he worked on at Tecmo was Tecmo Super Bowl for Super Nintendo, which was a fantastic game. So just a legendary career, really cool guy. I mentioned on Game Mess Mornings, like his persona that he was very good at portraying was he definitely was putting on airs a little bit because there's a lot of footage of him before the persona, and it's very cool to see. Like,
oh really?
He just knew
Is it
what
like
he was
Larry
doing.
the Cable Guy?
Yeah, he was like he like
maybe
explained
cooler
it.
than that.
Yeah, he explained it. He's like, I was doing this to get attention from the Western press because they like basically they like gimmicks, and it worked.
They paid attention to him big time.
Fucking
Yeah.
charm.
Have you ever
really
heard the
worked.
story of where he invited Harada over to Tecmo at one point?
Mm-mm.
He like invited him. I think it was for Dead or Alive 2, is DOA 2 or 3. He invited him over, and like Harada told the story. It's on Twitter somewhere, where like he like brings him in, and they like it's a very serious like almost confrontational thing where like they're walking down the hall, brings him into a room. It's like a dark room, and he's like, "Here, sit." And then turns on a TV, and it's like Dead or Alive 2 or 3. And it's like, isn't this amazing? And Harada's like, am I being kidnapped or something? What's going on?
It's about to become a made man, right?
Yeah, and if you like, again, if you see Harada's post about this over on Twitter, it's so sad. I'm not even gonna pull it up because I might start tearing up. But it's just like he was very obviously like afterwards, Itagaki sort of like kind of apologized, and like they became maybe more like rivals, but like a friendship of a type. And it was clear that he just like loved what he did and wanted to like put on a show for everyone. And so yeah, this is definitely a sad one for sure.
Yep, definitely. He did put a message and basically just said he didn't have any regrets, but he did have some sorrow about not being able to do just one more game. And it's like, that's a worker right there. That's someone who just like did love what he was doing. But yeah, got a lot of great games out of him.
Is there an easy way for us to play Devil's Third?
I
mean,
I've always been very curious.
There's a
way.
easy way, Dan.
Yes, there's an easy way, and we also have a show where that might make sense.
We do have a show where that might make
Mhm.
sense. Maybe I should add something to a doc.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That does it for the news headlines I have. I was going to hand the show back over to Jan. Jan, the show is yours.
Please, Jan.
Well, thanks, Grub. Just, I'll take a little coffee break here, real quick. Like,
Wow.
nobody say
that's
shot
offensive.
o'clock, or else I'll have to imbibe in alcohol. Wouldn't want to do that.
That's how he
Barbara
says it,
Jan
yeah.
might disapprove. Actually, Barbara Jan might like that. We'll be right back, everybody, after this quick rookie break. Bye bye.
What's my password again?
Oh, yeah. Let me just hack into the mainframe for you, bud. I'll get you set up.
Oh, Chuck, thanks for the help. Can I return the favor?
Actually, Jan, you and the folks at home can help me with the new website, which we're hoping to launch in December of this year.
Wow, neat. That's soon.
It's soon, right? Specifically, we need some help with the GB Wiki Street team. We are rebuilding the wiki as a community effort using MediaWiki and PHP, JavaScript, XML, templates, Vue.js. Do you know these words? Then we could sure use your help.
If that's you and you feel like you could help, go over to the Giant Bomb Discord and find the Wiki Street Team channel, or go to bombcast.com/wiki.
Thanks, Jan. That means a lot.
Thank you, Chuck.
Emails. You can send your emails to bombcast@giantbomb.com. And who knows, maybe we'll read them on the air, just like this one from Valerie from Denver. It says, "Hey, Bombers. I know Mikey likes point-and-click adventure games. I want to ask if he's played Poco yet. It's an adventure game with a gorgeous hand-painted art style where you play as an adorable little 2-inch clown named Poco. And it's free. I have no idea why no one is talking about it, but it's driving me crazy. Please, give it a look." I have not played Poco. I'm looking. It is free. Why is this game just free? It's just a point-and-click adventure game that's free. Overwhelmingly positive reviews. Came out in May. Why is this thing free? It can't have microtransactions. It's a point-and-click adventure game. Huh. Well, all right then.
Indies do that. It
Yeah,
was just like a
sometimes it
small
happens.
project. Yeah, they made as a passion project. Sometimes they just put it out for free. It's really cool.
A 2-inch clown reminds me. I was playing a game for I was looking for stuff for the Nightmare Block, and I found this beat 'em up that is kind of awesome called Gourmet Warriors or something. And I'm playing as this lady who poses and sticks her butt out to like get her health back or whatever, and that's whatever. But I like beat up a Moai statue. I think that's how you say it, Moai statue. And then when that exploded, a tiny little man, like, and it's like a Super Nintendo game or something. So it like looked like a Pitfall Harry character, but he was like 7 pixels or 7 pixels on the screen, and he just started running around and started beating me up. And like he started fighting back again, and I had to try to hit him, but he was too tiny, so it was very hard. So I kind of had to wait for him to jump right in front of me, and I punched him. And
Yeah. How did you regain your health?
But you just pose and you stick your butt out.
Okay.
But is it the butt out that gives you health, or is it
She's got a Cammy situation back there.
Oh. Wedgie?
A wedgie.
Yeah.
I call them Cammies.
Is Cammy known for her ass?
Oh my God.
Damn, we can't. We can't.
All right. Anyway,
Did not know that.
Oh my God. All right then. Next up is from Travis. We got here. Question says, "How old do you feel?"
Mentally, physically.
I think I stopped aging as a holistic person at around 27-ish. I think that's in my head when I think of myself, I'm still that person I was when I was 27 for the most part.
from just a mental state.
From just the way I consider Jeff Grubb. As a picture of Jeff Grubb in my head. Okay, I'm picturing kind of the person I was at 27.
Got it.
I mean, in terms of interests and taste in things and humor and stuff, I feel like I pretty much am at 15 and have been in parentheses positive forever. But then I have had the actual kind of emotional
That's
maturing
a separate
and things
thing,
like that. That is a separate thing. So that I feel like it's proper. Physically, I think I'm going back now because I'm getting back into a workout thing and everything. So I'm starting to feel a little better with that stuff. So I'm maybe 30.
How old do you feel? You feel 30?
But that's there's so many factors.
I'm just
like
asking.
broadly speaking, like Jeff said, like Jeff Grubb in his head is like a 27-year-old. Like you just think, I'm like
lifestyle wise, let me okay, because I do like drinking, so you got to be over 21. I'll say lifestyle wise, 23.
That sounds
playing video games and drinking beer and having fun and stuff like that.
That sounds pretty accurate to me.
Emotionally, I feel like I'm a proper 41. I feel like I've aged
I'm an old
and
soul. I'm
grown.
500 years old emotionally.
Yeah. And then physically, I'll say 30. Yeah.
Okay. Mike, I'm curious. How do you feel?
I guess I feel 38. I am 38. I don't know. Feels about right. I've had too many colonoscopies to feel younger than that.
That's fair.
Sorry, I laughed at that. That's just like a good punchline.
Yeah.
Right, like I'm like not TMI from but like my mom had to have her first I don't know first or second one, and I'm like, you're not getting any sympathy from me on this one, Mom.
I
got you beat here.
I don't feel 30. I don't know, something about that number just feels like, you're old as shit, dude. But I don't know, maybe like 25 for me. I definitely feel older than just like still in my wild teenage years or anything like that. But I don't know, 30. It hasn't sunk in yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like there's just a natural sort of like you feel like you're changing because you are changing, and then at a certain point, like how they want the key demo because they still haven't decided their brand loyalties. They don't want older people because older people don't change brands. I think there's at a certain point where like the change after 25-ish has to be like really driven by a decision to change, whereas opposed to before that, it's just happening all the time.
I would think we are special in like this line of work probably changes that. Because like I bet if I had never gotten into this line of work and I was just working at a call center like I was beforehand, I bet I would feel a lot older and beaten down by life, I think.
Sure.
I think playing games for a living has definitely helped me mentally feel very young,
Can we address this super chat real quick, Mike?
Yeah, Antonio Morales says super chat. The Devil's Third is on the way. Penis. Thank you, Antonio.
Antonio, I'm going to send that back to you when we're done. Come on.
You can send it to me, Antonio. That's right. I got a P.O. box. I'll fucking happily take that. Post my P.O. box.
I think, all right, I'll pick it up. And that I could just give to someone else. So maybe someone else could play that. We'll see.
Oh, boy. All right. Thank you so much, Antonio. Next email here is from Chris from Rhode Island. He says, hello, my wife and girls are away this weekend. On these unicorn weekends, I always get Taco Bell. I ordered too much for lunch and had a Crunch Wrap Supreme left over. It feels sacrilegious, but I saved it in the fridge for later and then reheated it for dinner. I feel dirty. As the Taco Bell aficionado, I must know from Dan if reheating Taco Bell is a no-no. Also vacuumed out my car seats, goldfish, and all. Then played Hades 2 for 4 hours straight today. Send help. Cheers from Chris. Dan, you reheat Taco Bell. It's fine.
Not only is it not a no-no, it is something I specifically do as a strategy. So if I'm having a weekend night or whatever, I'm going to be up late, having some beers and Taco Bell, really just sinking into all that. I will specifically get stuff for the next morning. Because when you wake up a little bit hungover on a Saturday and you're like, oh, fuck, right, I have that quesadilla and that cheesy roll-up. I like to have 2 items in the morning. And the thing is to air fryer. We were talking about that with pizza earlier. Get one of these fucking things. They're cheap. They work so fucking well. And Taco Bell, I swear, like a quesadilla will sometimes taste better coming out of an air fryer. It's like crispier than it will from the Taco Bell.
Dan, are you much of a Taco Bell breakfast person by any chance?
No, I'll do it on occasion. Like if we're like doing like a road trip or whatever, and we just gotta stop and get some food. I'll get it. Like it's fine.
They do eggs and shit.
Yeah, it's like a Crunch Wrap with eggs in it and stuff like that. And
I think it's underrated because they like combine the breakfast stuff to make Taco Bell things. Like, a breakfast Crunch Wrap, instead of having like the hard shell in there, they have a hash brown, like a flat hash brown thing. They do scrambled eggs and cheese and stuff in there. I think it's pretty good.
I mean, it's fine, but it's just like every fast food breakfast thing. It's like, I'm just like Taco Bell, you can order from the main menu during breakfast. I'm always going to just order the lunch stuff. That's why it's like, if I go to McDonald's at breakfast, I'm like, I fucking hate this because I can't order a quarter pounder and fries,
I don't think mine does the normal menu.
Oh, the one I went to in Wisconsin actually was the last time I had Taco Bell breakfast and they had it. Yeah.
They stopped doing breakfast here.
You don't like McDonald's breakfast, Dan?
It's fine. It is fine. I just,
Ooh.
I have come to terms. I've come to
don't think I
terms
knew
with
that.
my thoughts on eggs now. I'm not. It's not a phobia thing. It's not a gross. Like, I'll eat them. They're fine. They make my stomach a little bit queasy, and I don't particularly love the taste of them. So
You can
That's
order
fair.
just the sausage and McMuffin, by the way.
Oh no, that's what I do. Yeah, I'll just get like a sausage
yeah.
and cheese biscuit or a McGriddle or whatever, and you can take that
Okay.
egg puck out of there real easy if it comes with it.
Well, that's
But,
why I'm saying last time we talked about it, you're like, yeah, I'll just chuck the egg. I'm like, just order without the egg. You save like $2.
I do.
Did you-
I've chucked a lot of egg pucks in my life. Yeah.
Did you say this? Someone in chat, Be Coreless, put a quote. Did you say this just now? I've come to terms with eggs. Did you say
Yeah,
that?
he did
That's
say
what
that.
said,
I
yeah.
get.
And
I think
do
I've
think
also come to terms with eggs.
I'm at
Honestly,
peace.
I understand.
I'm at peace with eggs.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
makes
Good.
sense.
I'm glad.
I mentioned cleaning out the car. Look, I say this as all love to people with kids, but your cars get so disgusting. I
sucks.
can't
It's
imagine
insane.
how many
it's the
crumbs.
worst, Yes,
It is
it's
just-
terrible. It sucks.
I'm
It
out
is
of the
so
shit,
much
but I
crumbs.
remember those dark days, man.
The kids still eat breakfast in the van some mornings, and it drives me crazy because I'm like, I'm gonna find whatever that is 6 weeks from now, no matter what I do in this moment to prevent that from happening.
The
It
worst-
does get to me. It really it bothers me a lot.
Well, are they both are both your kids in booster seats still or no?
No, they are books. I got some little girls. They're little kids. Yeah, like
Okay.
they're just like
Their
regardless
size.
of their age, they are
It's their
little-
size, yeah.
yeah, they're little kids.
So when Dib got out of the booster seat, that was a revelation where it was just like, oh, he's a little bit more aware of where the trash is and like and
Right,
all that
yeah.
stuff. And there's just
they were
less
kind of
room.
like isolated in their like little spots. They're kind of
Yeah.
helpless in there. Yeah.
I think I
And
probably
the-
know the answer to this, but
Yeah.
do kids today? Maybe this is a specific part of the country thing, but like, do you still ride around in the beds of pickup trucks,
What?
It's
or is that a Midwest
So,
thing? Like,
okay,
I assume
it's a
everyone.
Midwest
Backlar is
thing.
the
It's a
only person that
Midwest
said
thing.
what.
I've
okay,
never
and
seen that.
here's the thing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
It's
super,
not awesome.
It's
It sounds
super
awful.
illegal, and it's like a bad idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds
But-
fucking
But
like
it was
abusive.
awesome. But it was awesome.
I mean, when I was a kid, we would ride around in the back of the station wagon, and we would just be rolling around in the back.
No, I
of
mean
there. So-
open air bed of the truck.
I know. I'm aware of what you
Oh
mean. I'm
my
just saying, like
God, you
we were doing that in the
Backlar-
'80s still.
You would get
Backlar, you were
fucking-
such a coastal boy. Like that,
Dude,
that was.
It's insane, man. There's people live where I live. Like do you know what I
in the
mean?
suburbs of
Like,
Kansas City, it wasn't
there's-
like hayseed
yeah, where no
stuff.
one sees
Yeah.
you and you can get away with crazy shit. You
No.
can't do that. You're crazy, dude. You can't
It's
do
the
that where
80s
people
in
live.
Kansas. People live there. It's like that's just a thing to
I'm
do. Everyone
sure
had trucks
people
and you ride
live
in the back of
there.
it.
I'm sure.
Do you ever do
Come
like?
on.
You ever do like an equivalent though, Jerv? Like ever like a doubling up on seats because we have one too many people or something like
Yeah,
that?
like four
sit on the
people in the
floor.
back. Sure.
Yeah,
One kid in the
it's like
trunk.
that, but we someone has a truck instead of a van. It's the Midwest.
Yeah, but I mean,
equivalent.
like 4 people in the back is not even in the same solar system as riding in the flatbed of a pickup truck. Like I don't
it
know
shouldn't
what.
be. You're right. It
Chat-
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Chat says Backler thinks everything that happens outside the tri-state area is like Narnia or some shit. It's like, yeah, you just have
I
no
mean,
sense of
in
not that
some
area.
capacity, yeah. Like I'm not. I'm right.
I think-
I get it. Like
To answer the question, I think you see it much less now. It was more a common
Yes.
thing in certain
Okay.
areas, and it's
missed
not very
that.
safe. It can be fun, but it's not safe.
I mean,
just
here in
feel like-
Ohio, I was like surprised because we were in Denver for a long time with the really young kids, and it's like everyone had car seats. Everyone, like especially a kid under 50 pounds for sure. And then that's a little bit more rural here, and we'll drive the kids to school, and every kid is just no seatbelt, flopping around inside the car. As I'm like, what's
That's
going on?
bananas.
And that's where I've shifted. Like as a kid, I was one of those kids rolling around in the back of the station wagon, not thinking about anything. But my parents didn't know any better because there's been a lot of advancements on this stuff since then. And so
Yeah.
now I'm like, well, that's just what everyone does. And it's like, oh no, we're kind of the only people who have their kids like safely buckled up in their cars.
like I mean even like if I wanted to go to the closest thing to like the boonies where I live, which is like Catskills, right? Like upstate New York, like Woodstock, like that kind of area.
Yeah,
Like you would still never see that up there either.
Yeah.
And that
it's
like
not really the
there-
boonies though. I've been there.
it's,
but
rural, it's rural compared to where I am.
There are
it. And I've been
100%.
I've been to
Oh,
real
it's-
boonies
no,
in the
it's
last couple of years. I don't
rural.
think I've seen it at all.
Okay.
Like
Rural.
I don't like kids.
Huh.
No way. Maybe some like workers or whatever. I've seen.
Man,
that.
They've
I
like
miss
cracked
it.
down on that kind of thing.
And also, like, there's ice, there's snow. What are you doing? You're
Yeah.
gonna skid out and murder a bunch of kids,
none of my
Yeah,
friends died when we did that.
Dude. It doesn't sound like they all made it out, though, bud. Right?
To be
I don't know.
clear,
Great memories of it.
to be clear, listeners, we are not saying these are good things to do. We're just saying they are normal where we come
Dan's
from.
literally saying it's awesome repeatedly.
The normal
Awesome.
people. on
If
the
I was a
podcast
kid
are
right now, I'd be
doing
like,
this.
put me in the back of that truck. Yeah.
You know what the
Yeah.
problem is
We
now?
know.
This is like I'm not even really in the same conversation, but now like e-bikes are a huge problem. Like all
I've
these
noticed
kids
that.
on
I've
e-bikes,
seen
man.
that. Yeah.
Because all that shit is just like a 30-mile-an-hour fucking dirt mountain bike.
Mhm.
Yeah.
These, it sucks. People are getting killed. It sucks. It's insane.
Jared from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada says, let's move on from dying kids.
Sorry,
Hey,
I didn't bring it up.
The Mount Rushmore discussions for games doesn't always make sense to me as someone who doesn't live in America. I was thinking about other styles of ranking, and the Michelin star system seemed fitting. The original intention of the Michelin stars was to indicate if a restaurant was worth going out of your day to drive to, up to 3 stars. So Doom 2016 is a 3-star first-person shooter. Worth checking out if you aren't familiar with the genre. They also give Michelin stars to developers. Supergiant Games would be one with at least a couple of stars for their consistent quality. Thanks for all the arbitrary rankings you do. Jared from Hamilton,
Well, you're talking
Ontario,
about
Canada.
This is two different things. I mean, Mount Rushmore is like the 4 kind of staples throughout history of whatever topic it is, whereas the Michelin star thing is just a rating system. Like, there's not like
Well,
a
it's not
limit
even-
to like,
It's not even really a rating system
Yeah.
because you could have 0 stars and still be a very good restaurant. If you have a star, that's amazing.
Right.
Restaurant.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm like the Michelin star system is confusing to me a little bit. So
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a very good shorthand. Not, of course, the Mount Rushmore is also not a good shorthand for a lot of people, but it's become one because it's like it is a parlance, especially in sports. I hear it all the time. How do you get a second Michelin star? Is it oh, this is even better than a 1-star, or is it like, oh, you got one year and another one another year? I'm confused. I don't know how it works.
So there's something weird too, because like certain states don't have it. Because like, okay, so Minnesota doesn't have the Michelin Guide because they have not expanded the restaurant inspection and rating program here. So we have James Beard Awards. That's the thing
Okay.
there. So it's like it's the same thing. It's like it's just
Yeah.
a stamp of quality, whether it's a Michelin star or James Beard Award. It's just like, hey, people that know their shit said that this is a good place you should go out of your way to.
It took me a long amount of time in my life to realize that the Michelin stars were literally given out by the tired people.
Michelin,
Mhm.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's worth
Michelin
driving
Man.
to.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the Guinness Book of World Records is the Guinness,
Yeah.
company that makes beer. Yeah.
That's wild. All right then. From Andreas Nilsson from Sweden says, "Hey cuties, just wanted to say I absolutely love you guys. Please don't change a thing. I'm listening to the Bombcast for honestly, I've lost track of how many years now. Lately, I've realized I tend to skip or just kind of zone out when you talk about games, and I'm way more into the parts where you're just chatting about everyday life. So out of curiosity, what do you think would actually keep more listeners? A, only talk about games, or B, only talking about yourselves? Big hugs from Andreas Nilsson. You kind of do have to have both. I know that's not answering
You
the
do.
question,
Yeah.
right? Like nobody would just listen to like 4 randos for no reason talk about themselves unless they're already like Conan
Right.
O'Brien can do it, right?
Yes.
But us people need to hear. But like if it was only one, I think it would have to be about games. But it works because you're doing both things.
Yeah. I
You
agree.
get half. You get like half of that on, I guess, Dump Truck, right? Like,
Dump
I was
Truck
gonna
is
say,
definitely
we have a
the-
show about that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but even then, there's like I guess we're talking about ourselves a lot. So yeah, I guess that is the most just talking about ourselves. That is the least video gamey program we do here.
yeah,
That's the
email
easy
her.
one to
not a video
sell. That's the
Email
easy
her.
one
Have
to sell to people like outside, like people outside of
Yeah,
our bubble and
normies.
stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, it has nothing to do with games or anything,
It's a good normie recommendation.
Yep.
And perhaps one for our friend from Sweden.
Yeah. Yeah. You should listen to Voicemail Dump Truck.
Have you heard of it?
More people should start their emails by saying, "Hey cuties, I like that."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That really won me over.
That made me feel good. It's gonna carry that energy throughout the rest of the day.
I did ask Nikki Glazer this weekend if she'd be on the dump truck because she's previously said she'd be up for it, but turns out she's kind of busy right now with hosting SNL in a couple.
How
weeks
about
here,
that?
So,
Right,
yeah,
but that's
yeah,
this week. What about next week?
She could promote
at
it.
some point she will be on, but she is just continuing to be busier and busier. Understand?
Imagine,
So
imagine asking a guest on what's a dump truck. So anything you want to promote? Yeah, I'm going to be on Saturday Night Live.
SNL, yes.
I'm gonna be on Saturday Night Live in 2 nights.
Actually, can you reverse that? Can you promote the voicemail dump truck on Saturday Night
Now
Live?
you're
That'd be
talking.
great.
Give her a dump truck shirt for SNL. That's all I'm talking about.
That'll work. Yeah. Lauren loves it. Yeah.
Give her a Spoon Heaven shirt.
She's got a bunch of them. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Store.giantbomb.com. All right, we got some.
I just got my Spoon Heaven shirt and I wore it around the house, and my kids were like, "What is that? The game you were playing where the people were making all the weird noises for hours and hours? And why is it Spoon Heaven?" I finally had to explain the joke to my family.
So
Nothing like that.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, it's
you
really
could have said
stupid.
anything. You could have said
Yeah.
anything.
I literally
right.
had to explain it to a nephew this weekend because my brother was wearing his.
Wow.
What is the reaction? Just like, oh, like that's,
Yeah.
that's the only
Mostly.
reaction somebody could have, right?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Of course, they're like
oh.
reacting.
They're like,
They
so
don't
what did it have to
laugh.
do with Spoon or Heaven? And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that doesn't matter. that,
Oh, you're
know.
new around here, huh?
yeah.
His shirt, which many people have bought, is me just laughing at Jeff Grubb by myself.
Yeah.
That's the business we're in. Like, yeah.
All right. We got some super chats too from folks. Let's read those. And Tom Morales says, I will call off work for Dr. Minotti note. Boy, I tell you what, I had good access to those. They're on my back when I needed notes. They were easy to get.
Oh my God.
The first Andreas says, Mike fears mugs, but how about Giant Bomb shot glasses? You all need to drink less.
Did we? But even before my time, it's probably during your original run, Dan. There were shot glasses, weren't there?
I still have them. Yeah. Yeah. They're great. They had the Tipsy Bomb logo, and yeah, totally.
Yeah, maybe,
People shouldn't drink water.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks. Maybe someday we'll do some more. We are, we're dropping a good amount of merch as part of Bombathon. You don't ever want to do too much, but there will be some fun things there. And no, not mugs. Shut up.
What?
Pixels and Thoughts says homemade alcoholic cider is the best juice. I doubt that. It's got to be much
God, apple
better
cider's
juice.
so good. I love apple cider.
Damn.
So good.
The only thing I know
have some in
about
my fridge right now. I'm gonna go get some as soon as we're done.
Hell yeah.
the only thing about apple cider I know is that if it's clear in yellow, you got juice there,
Juice there,
fella.
fellow.
And
If
if
it's
it's
tangy
pink-
and brown, you're in Cider Town.
There
Yeah.
you go. I
Mhm.
got that part.
Mhm.
Al Greg says, coming in late, so sorry if this was talked about, but I need Bacalar to play Xenotilt, the sequel to Demon's Tilt. So I know if it's a good pinball game.
Oh, I didn't know they made another game.
Yeah, I saw this and I guess I conflated it with Demon's Tilt and was like, oh, it's just that game, right? Okay, I didn't know it was new. All right, let's do something there.
Hostile pinball action. Sounds good.
Bingo.
That's how we describe Bacalar. Hostile pinball
Hostile
guy.
It's another
Pinball
shirt I
action.
want. It's another shirt I want.
Yeah.
Migsy says, Jeff Bacalar, where's Dibs insulting t-shirt for Dan?
I'm looking at it.
Really?
baby.
What?
Oh.
Like right now?
Yep.
Like past the screen, so we can't. I don't want to see. I don't want to be spoiled. So
I've not seen it.
do we have plans? Like I think we have a plan, right?
Yeah. It's just, where it's coming down to the wire. I do think it will be ready by Bombathon.
Oh, so wait, you're looking at the completed design,
Yeah.
but it has not.
Yeah.
It has not been turned into a shirt yet.
No, not yet. It's
Okay.
ready. It's done.
Okay.
What was the deal there? What do I have to? I just
to
gotta
wear it?
You have to wear it
For-
for a month straight.
It was-
I
it was-
don't think
it was
that's
like-
what it
I
was.
think he has to wear it for a week, right?
Month, week,
Either way, that's a lot.
Yeah. I think a week we said, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
think it
think
was
so.
a week. Yeah.
Fair.
Tony Morales again with that. Sending Devil's Third our way. Thank you so much, Antonio. Rio Raku says, are super chats the pay to win of Bombcast emails? Of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mixie's back saying, when will you guys be playing Lego Party again?
What are you guys
Who's
doing
that?
next week?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that one's happening, right? We can just say that we're
Yes,
gonna,
yes,
we're gonna play that on Bombathon. Yeah,
Yes.
we're very excited about that. We'll play Max Turns, which isn't gonna be super long or anything, right? I believe, but
The
it'll be fun.
estimate
Max
is pretty
Turns?
long on
Actually-
there, but it says the max turn on there is like 3 hours, but like I think they really overstate that.
Let's do
Yeah, I
that,
think
and,
so.
and the level that has the most complicated bullshit as well. Like I really want to get
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, boy,
it'll actually be fun, which is sick.
Uh-huh.
Do
Yeah.
you think that'll be like a top 10 game for you, Dan? Lego Party?
I was looking at my top 10, kind of starting to get that together, and it could be, but this has just been such a wild year that I don't know if
It's been a lot.
I don't know. We'll see. I haven't played enough of it yet either, so it's something I will be playing for years, I'm sure.
Then Slane McAwesome says, "Hey Mike, I don't think the people that only listen to the Bombcast had heard your brisket joke yet.
No.
You're the host now. Nobody could stop you."
You're
All
the
right,
host,
Becca,
but
your
you're
host
not
again.
You're not the
Hey,
producer, to
Backler-
be clear, Mike.
What happened? I did not see the dump truck last week, but I saw it was the thumbnail. Was there anything of note with the brisket joke that I missed? Is there
No,
lower
I think like
additions here?
I think like we're going around just like traumatizing people. And-
Mike
and I-
did seem to
Yeah.
genuinely be a little bit like, I'm pretty sure Danica didn't like that. Like,
No,
yeah.
I think
Nice.
I think Danica just sold it like a champ. I did see somebody, I forget who, but somebody chatted a good twist on it. Can I tell you this? And if you're in chat, you can speak up. I need to come up with a naughtier, more triple X version of the joke,
Do you though?
so that I can have a brisque brisket
Oh my
joke.
god! Oh my
What
god!
the
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my
Hit the
god!
brakes. Hit the brakes. Oh, here's
Abort.
Kayla in the chat saying
Abort.
that goddamn brisket joke. That's right. He called Kayla on stream and told the joke.
Baby,
What?
She loved it. Yeah.
The worst part of your joke is that every time you tell it, it grows by 30 seconds.
But-
And
that's the joke.
We need
Yeah,
to
I
do
get
this.
it.
I need Mike. Just do the brisket version.
The
Nope.
brisque version. No,
Let
No,
him go.
no, I think that was the
What's the
joke, is
joke?
that he just wanted to
That's
say the
payoff.
goddamn
I'm looking
word.
at
No, but he
athletes.
has to like make it a real thing. He has to make it like a sexy brisket joke.
Aristocrats,
This is
yeah.
your
Give him a
punishment.
moment.
Right. So a woman
rear
who is-
ends justify
woman has
the
been
leans.
living alone and hasn't known the touch of a man for a while. Had to
Nope,
call in a
nope.
plumber to work on her pipes. You see,
Let him go.
but the plumber's
Let
like,
him
"I'll be
go,
right
Sean, let him
there,
go."
man. But first, I gotta wait for this brisket to come up to temperature." He's like, "Oh yeah, you like working on big meat, huh?"
Oh, you muted him?
Oh,
Unmute him.
thank
Unmute him.
gosh.
Unmute him. Unmute him. No, unmute him. I want to let him do this. Let's see.
I think he muted himself.
Unmute him. How's he muted? He's laughing. He's making himself laugh.
There's
He's
some-
probably really
There's
good.
the fatty part of the
What?
brisket. And she's like, "Ooh, I only like the fatty part. If you know what I mean." He goes, "Yeah, I know what you mean. You're talking about burn ends." And she's like, "No, what? He's like, "Yeah, you take the fatty part, you cut up into cubes, and you put it out there on the smoker again, let it all tack up." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's good. The lean is okay, but it takes, at least you can feed people the leans while they're waiting for the burnt ends." And she's like, "Ha ha ha, yeah. When are you gonna get over here so we can, And he's like, but don't worry, the ends will justify the leans." And then she
This
hangs
is-
up.
This
That
is
was-
criminal behavior.
That
I
wasn't
feel-
that brisque. I think you could
This
do
is
better.
And then they fucked.
now I'm back on board. You got me.
Allie Miracle says, "I missed the joke last week." Boo. Thank you, Allie Miracle, for that super chat. And then Sam O'Nice says, "Is this Italian brain rot?"
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, we have a great week planned for you all. We still got Game Mess mornings popping up. Blight Club is returning with more of Days of Ruin, Days of Dan. What's it called?
No one can
Darkest of
remember the name.
Dans. Darkest of
Darkest
Dans.
of Dans.
Darkest of Dans. Darkest of Dans, everybody.
Can we
Yeah.
also, for the Kirby's Air Ride thing, I don't know if we even talked about doing a talk over of that. Mike, do you think you could do a solo one where you maintain a brisket joke the entire time?
No, absolutely not.
Just throwing the challenge out there.
No, look, either we're all watching that or none of us are.
Or just
I don't know what we're
Backler.
gonna do with that. I don't know what we're gonna do with that. Yeah, I guess we'll talk later if we actually want to do a talk over
Yeah.
Oh my
of
god.
that.
You guys, you don't want to do that. Come on.
We did it before.
I know for the first one. For the
I got
first movie.
I'm committed. I'm doing it.
Oh, God. When is it?
9 a.m.
9
So 8
a.m. on
a.m. your
Thursday.
time.
What day?
Thursday, right?
Thursday.
Oh,
The
okay.
23rd.
Well, then I actually can't. Wait, 8 a.m.? Fuck, maybe I'll be able to.
Oh, great.
I have to be at a brewery at 9 a.m.
As you do.
Might be a couple quick looks coming your way, still, everybody. Some new stuff we can play for UPF as well. Don't know if we can talk about that yet, but yeah, And then the Bombathon next week, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific
Eastern.
Oh,
5 p.m. Eastern. I
Monday?
said it. 5 p.m.
You're-
Eastern on Monday, October 27th, and that is going all through the night and all through the day. On Tuesday, it's going to be a giant drive. Tell all of your friends. If anybody is interested in supporting us or just hanging out with us,
It's
we are
gonna be a
going
good
to
hang.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
It's going to be
and
very good. There's just
Tons of
no
fun
way
stuff.
looking at this run of show that this is not going to be a fun time.
yeah, people are gonna
Yeah.
have a lot of fun. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good stuff. Anything else? Anybody? Any other housekeeping? Are we ready to get out of here?
I think
that's
we're
it.
good.
Good job,
Yeah.
Mikey.
Thank you, everybody.
Sort of.
I do my best, and that's
Oh,
something.
It's the 20th anniversary of the One Up Show today. There you go.
Wow!
Congratulations.
Shouts to the One Up Show.
Wow.
Holy crap! I still want at some point I got to do some kind of. I got to host a big One Up reunion just for my own entertainment. That was the best. All right, everybody. I've been Mike. He's been Dan. He's been Jeff. He's been Jeff, and he's been Sean. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Radio games, we gotta keep playing them. They still keep coming out. They still keep somehow being very good. So, hang out with us this week. Hang out with us next week. I'm just gonna say it. We love you. We're not afraid to commit anymore. We love you. Don't leave us.